The
Come
legit,
on.
literally
You
not
did not
Nasu.
start the stream.
This
I
this
didn't
is
start
literally
this.
Nasu. This is literally Nasu writing.
It is Nasu writing. In the fact that Nasu can't write, and neither can Kate.
So true.
You see, Gen Urobuchi is like, hold on, let me take your funny franchise, improves it by like 5,000 fucking times, and writes an actual good story with it, and then he just fucking leaves.
Exactly. That's what. To be frank, that's Urobuchi in general.
Yeah, Urobuchi's really based. I like that guy. He's a complete schizo like me.
Okay, but wait, is Urobuchi breedable like you?
uh, I feel like he's submissive, but also infertile, not submissive and breedable. So there
Ah,
is that. He's on the other side of the submissiveness political compass.
political compass. Actually, we should update our political compass.
I mean, we don't have it anymore. We have the Subway Surfers there now.
We're gonna have like a
Yep.
different kind of political compass next time. So it's gonna be, instead of off lib left right, it's gonna be submissive, breedable, infertile, and dominant. Those are gonna be the four
Dominant.
size. So for example, Sai is gonna be at the submissive and breedable quadrant.
Spoiler. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Did you launch up the game?
Am I not screen sharing it right now?
No,
No.
no, you're not. Oh
Oh,
my.
I'm stupid. One moment, please. Give me a moment, please.
Soulless. This is soulless corporate dystopia.
What?
What?
Twitter. Guys, do we read the streaming policy?
No,
No.
we have an hour at most. We should make use of the time that we
Okay,
have.
fine. Let's get started.
I
Shall
saw Kate naked on the floor.
Kate drank the grimace milkshake.
Okay. 7, you read this.
Okay. She left a footprint, and Sai looked at it for a few seconds with a conspicuous frown on his face. Yours is awfully close, but I can't say for sure they're the same. The size is at least very similar.
So what? Are you gonna move me above Atsuki on your list? What? I said it.
He did say it.
Okay, close down the window for a second there. This might give you enough points for that, but I'll admit, I was only hoping for Kate's shoes to match. That would have meant a lot more than yours coinciding on the size. Kate has big ass feet, bro. That's not happening.
Those Kate's shoes. Give them to me.
Anyway, Arna, mind
Bro.
playing along too?
You can see mine are slightly bigger too.
What the fuck? Is it like baby size shoes or some shit? It's like Isla's shoes? Was Isla here the whole time?
I surely said slightly.
You're right. Let's see if we can find something else then.
How do you
Are you
spell
not gonna look at
parfait?
mine? Oh,
How do you
shit.
spell what?
Parfait.
P-A-R. That part is for sure.
No, you don't say. Okay, never mind. I got it. I'm still doing
Guys,
sprites.
do you know who the Sekimeiya culprit is?
What was it?
It's
You.
Leon.
Leon.
It's Leon Danganronpa.
Leon. Leon, as in Leon from Resident Evil.
No.
That's what I was thinking.
Leon. Leon Sex Kennedy.
Leon Sex Candy. No, I was thinking of Leon Danganronpa because, you know, the numbers. The numbers.
My
that's
favorite-
What I mean.
My
Leon.
favorite. My favorite Resident Evil characters: Albert Whiskers, Chris Breastfield, and Leon Sex Kennedy.
Leon Sex Kennedy is. I'm just saying I would breastfeed him.
True.
This is so cursed. Let's just move on.
Read your line.
Okay. Oh, sure. Isla, do you understand what'll happen if you get your shoes matched? Don't worry, they're not even close. Stupid child. That's what I thought.
Stupid little.
Stupid little.
Stupid little.
Sai.
Gonna get banned off of Twitch for saying the F word.
Sai walked to the television and tried to power it on.
Bro, where's this song?
Stangarappa.
This is not Danganronpa
It's
song.
not. It's just like Umineko's soundtrack, guys. It's the same.
No,
thing.
my god! Shut up!
Okay, who read last time?
I read it.
Oh, so it's
Yeah, I read it.
He literally read it. He's so bad.
okay. Then it's you, Inferno.
No, you need. I read my line. You need to go to the next one.
Oh,
Oh my god!
I thought you said I meant I read last time. Okay, I guess this
No.
is broken, seeing as it's plugged in. Anyway, let's look around this place.
We started with the kitchen. We started. Okay, I'm so dumb.
Alzheimer's.
We started-
No, bro. They stared together with the kitchen. They're like, me and my homie, the kitchen.
Me and my homie.
Inside the kitchen.
It had an empty refrigerator, an oven, and some compartments to store food that no longer contain anything but dust. I'm so good. Two.
It's over. It's me.
Zen.
Next, we all stepped over to the hallway. The floor was a little creaky and the walls were beige. Everything gave away that the floor was old, but it was still well preserved.
This room used to serve as a storeroom, but it's empty now. It seems the ceiling.
What the fuck is
I'm so-
wrong with you people?
Curse of Tati!
Blah 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 blah. Plot filler. Blah 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 blah.
Somebody says something
Five
so.
times, blah blah blah.
When a white-haired guy says something so stupid, you gotta hit him with the cat face.
when
Both of them are
when
white
someone
hair.
says when someone says something Kati-phobic.
Guys, hear me out. Hear me out. Sai is a Akechi, like in Persona 5. I don't know why. Kate is Shido. And Sai is a bastard child, so he wants to take revenge on Kate by, you know, accusing of him being the killer. That's why they both have white hair, guys. Trust me.
Okay, now let me read on. Hopefully I don't laugh. This room used to serve as a storeroom, but it's empty now. And it seems that ceiling light stopped working. Pressing the switch isn't doing anything.
I can imagine that while he's like going up and down with the switches, he's like constantly turning them on. He's like, guys, the switches are working.
guys. Like Sai immediately like takes like a screwdriver out of his pocket, like P-socks the fucking light switch,
Yeah.
looks inside the cables. The cables don't seem to be cut. The light switch really is broken.
I hated this.
Kate broke it. He sat on the light switch too hard.
we ignored the elevator. That's me.
No, it's me.
This is me.
No.
Ah,
No.
I literally read the
No.
first one.
Literally
No.
you.
I literally said, and all the walls were beige.
Oh, all right, you did. Okay.
We
Go
ignored the elevator and began to look through the other rooms. According to Kate, the two doors farthest back led to the bedrooms.
Bathrooms. There's a second
Back
floor.
rooms. Inside the spacious bedroom, Isla noticed a ladder that led to a room above us. However, we should have been on the highest floor.
We're gonna go in, it's gonna be like 25 different Sekimeiyas.
Oh no, not quite. Back then, this was a residence. It's true that the house was composed of 2 floors. The second one wasn't fully preserved when the building was expanded, but as you notice, remnants are still present in these bedrooms.
Oh, what's up there then?
Another bedroom like this one. These were used as a double. Alright. These were used as a double rooms back in the days. I think that's grammatically incorrect.
These were used as double rooms back in the day.
That's correct, I don't see any issues.
These were
I
used as
think it's
double rooms.
grammatically correct.
Yeah, I don't see any issues.
Okay, I'm done. So Ashia instructed not to demolish the higher ones. I feel the need to sit on the bed. No, it's me. You fuck. I feel the need to sit on the bed since. Oh my god! Then this guy.
I'm
Boom.
sorry. Okay. I'm
Care to
sorry.
hear how this ends?
In
In
feel the-
ruin.
in
I felt the
KFC
need to-
fried chicken, baby.
Okay, who cares?
Okay, just read.
I feel the need to sit on the. Oh my! I'm trying. Okay, are we good?
Yes.
Okay. I felt the need to sit on the bed since I was pretty tired from not having slept all night. I wasn't very comfortable with how long it'd been unused for, but the sheets made it look like it was still maintained daily.
He is so bad.
I stood up as soon as I noticed a security camera recording me. I definitely recall having seen the bedroom through the monitors.
Shiroya, Isla, and I went up to the second level of the bedroom. As Kate had said, it looked very similar, and there were only 2 beds and a closet. I opened the closet, given that we were all still looking for Rockero, but it only contained a few articles of clothing. We went back down. Another door was in front of the bedroom. It led to a mirrored version of the bedroom I'd seen. It also had a ladder. Above, nothing was different. That meant that there were effectively 4 bedrooms on the floor.
The final area was the bathroom. It had a shower, a shelf, and a modest carpet on the floor. It was bigger and fancier than the ones below, but the door didn't have a locking mechanism.
The entire floor had a simple layout. According to Kate, the house will used to be quite bigger in the past, but what remained wasn't that much. At the same time, the hallway wasn't as long as it was downstairs, meaning that the attic didn't make use of the whole space that large building provided, probably because it had been greatly expanded at one point. We'd looked through every room while someone had always remained in the hallway, so we determined that we were alone. Once we had finished, Sai called us from the elevator. This
Yeah,
music's
that's
really
cool.
bopping.
I think they should replace it with Limp Bizkit. It would have made the soundtrack a lot better. Just saying.
Sure.
Also Freebird. Anyway, there are light switches all around, but every light is turned on. Is that normal?
Yes, it doesn't mean anyone turned them on separately.
Oh
What?
my god.
He has to stare!
Look at his eyebrows! Let him cook.
Oh my god. Okay. The light,
What
the
does
light
his shirt
turned.
say though? Do you see his high shirt? It's like
Something urban.
Arbin.
Urban
yes.
legends?
Urban, maybe. The lights turn on off automatically at night, and every morning we manually turn them all at once, including the attics. That's why the office floors were lit up as well.
That sounds like a huge waste.
After nodding, Kate stayed in the hallway's bend so that nobody could enter without being seen. We realized Sai had called the elevator as soon as we saw the button lighting up.
Alright, so we haven't found anyone. That's fair. As we said earlier, now we need to make sure to thoroughly inspect every floor. We'll leave the elevator here to disable it by keeping the door open.
Just like he'd done downstairs, he held it with his hand so that it wouldn't close. Once he let go of it, the door didn't have the force to close itself and remained stationary.
If we make it all the way down without finding anyone, we'll have to consider some pretty outlandish things. Until then, we have to expect to at least find Akuro.
Wait, and is that me?
No, this is 7.
Oh, we entered the living room. Sai and Kate went through the kitchen, as it was the last place anyone could have hoped to sneak in through. What does this look like to you guys? I stopped them without giving them the context. They weren't sure what I was referring to, so I made it clearer. The footprints, I mean. They can look like an impossibility, but there's a very easy explanation for them, right?
Teleportation?
Yes. Earlier, I did consider the culprit having teleported to the attic. If they appeared next to the sofa, that'd be the natural beginning of their footprints. Here's something else. These footprints probably belong to a woman. What's your shoe size, Shiroya?
Oh, the 6.5.
And the only other person we know who could have a similar shoe size is Naomi. Furthermore, we only found 2 Naomis. And on the sofa where she would have teleported to, there's a suitcase that we've also seen before.
See? This is why I told you guys earlier. Naomi had the suitcase from the beginning. When she teleported or time traveled to this living room, the suitcase was replicated and she must have left it here.
Oh, you're so gung-ho about time travel now. You were ridiculing Oski for it earlier.
Well, it's become clear that something strange is going on. Footprints are even further proof.
If this is what happened, Naomi must have traveled here while she was holding the suitcase. So before we found it on the crystal floor, this would mean that 2 Naomis have existed since long ago, and that not only did we miss both of them, but they were also both killed. And let me tell you, there are some pesky contradictions down that line of thought. First, during the time Naomi could have been holding the suitcase, the Sekimeiya was in its cabinet. It wasn't locked inside, but we touched it and nothing happened to us. If that's how she time traveled up here, it again begs the question of why did it work for her? Honestly, I assumed that being outside a cabinet without its cold temperatures was what made the Sekimeiya transport Atsuki into the past. However, the fact that we found the Sekimeiya still in the cabinet minutes before seeing the suitcase might imply that was wrong. I'm not wrong, right? If Naomi touched it while it was out of the cabinet, we would have found it outside. The next contradiction is what we talked about earlier. Naomi would have disappeared upon traveling, so we couldn't have found her corpse and the suitcase twice. I get what you're saying regarding the Sekimeiya, but after traveling back, she could have gone downstairs to pick it up from the floor. She would have known where she traveled from, so she could have returned it to the cabinet. Incorrect, I think. False? Remember what Kate said after we got the Sekimeiya out of the cabinet?
What did it say? What did I say?
That you had restored the elevator. According to you, the alarm disabled it.
Oh, right. I gave it power again after I stopped trying to understand what had caused the power outage.
I see. So Naomi couldn't have used the elevator before we saw the Sekimeiya in the cabinet. And right after that, we saw the suitcase in hallway C, which probably means that Naomi would have already traveled.
What? She could have just left through the staircase.
No, I don't think so. It is likely that the first time we heard the elevator moving down, Naomi had used it from here. There is still no other explanation for that, and there's something else that makes me think she couldn't have exited through the door. That's the last contradiction I can point out. When Naomi traveled with the suitcase, it is very safe to assume that she also had her keys. She had them before the smoke appeared and when we found her first corpse. Her cabinet key had been removed, but that probably only happened after she'd been killed. Now, recall the footprints we found here. They began next to the sofa, went up to the staircase, and then toward the hallway door.
What?
He has to stare.
Oh. Tsunami's first movements after appearing would have been try to exit through the staircase.
Exactly. And despite that, she went back to the hallway. The reasonable explanation is that she didn't have the key to get out.
Then why would she go to the door?
To try to open it. Perhaps she thought she still had her keys, but when she went down the stairs and was about to take them out, she realized that she didn't have them. Her only way out was through the elevator, so she moved back up and went to the hallway. Eventually, she must have used it when its power was restored, since the footprints were all similar. There is only one other explanation that makes sense to me. she had the keys and exited the room. Then, either before or after that, she entered the attic again and went straight to the hallway. But the footprints were all in similar condition, so there must not have been a lot of time between them. I'm not sure why she'd enter again, only to use the elevator and go down. It's possible she wanted to avoid being noticed, but the elevator noise makes that pointless. She thought she had to have her keys. Then, maybe she didn't know much about the Sekimeiya even though she used it so early. I think that makes the most sense. She would have been the second Naomi we found. I still don't understand how we missed her if she was the one who took the elevator down or who killed her. But the truth is that we didn't find any keys on her body.
And the culprit didn't remove them the first time, so they would have also left them if the second time he had them.
Who's this?
I'm
Seven
not sure
go.
what this is.
7.
Go.
This is bullying. It was what the footprints indicated. That she thought she had the keys she didn't have. Had it been an effect of the time travel itself, or had she lost them beforehand? Let's head back down for now. When we get to the crystal floor, we'll know if the footprints could have belonged to her. If not, Shroya's gonna have to move up a few spots on the naughty list.
There's no point in
gonna-
arguing that. Yeah.
I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go grab a drink.
Okay. There's no point in arguing that, so we made our way to the 6th floor through normal means. There was no any way through normal means. There was no way anyone could have remained in the attic. So for the first time, we didn't have to worry about the elevator. This is you actually. It skipped Inferno's one.
Oh god, you're right. We followed a very simple plan. Erna and Nyla remained outside of the office partitions while the rest of us flew through them. Only one person was needed for that, but by grouping up, we avoided picking one single person to do the important and potentially dangerous job. Afterward, we inspected the bathrooms. Opening the doors was enough to determine they were desolate, but we remained on high alert after what we'd found on the crystal floor's bathroom. When we finished with floor 6, we were sure that nobody else was on the 2 highest floors, so we went down to repeat the process. This is you, Zan.
Okay. The 5th floor wasn't any different. Even though we believe that Akra and whoever the culprit was had to be somewhere in the tower, they would never remain on an office floor if their intentions were to truly hide from us. Since we knew that, the most important reason why we were following that procedure was to isolate the crystal floor and be able to look through there once again. As the search of the 4th floor was completed without an issue, I wondered again what might have happened to Akira. Even if he'd been able to travel through time, it wouldn't have made things much different, since that would mean we'd fail to spot the extra Akara at some point. That was, of course, assuming he'd undergone a similar experience to mine. If he had traveled much further into the past or had appeared outside of the tower, we'd be unable to find him again. Maybe we'd find him outside once the shutters retracted, but we couldn't think about that until our search ended with no results. This one is Inferno. Oh, this is me. This is me. We hadn't found traces of a single person as we stepped on the last set of stairs, and unless we wanted to toss in the possibility of someone having recently teleported upstairs, nobody could have remained anywhere but on the crystal floor. There was no point in thinking that Aaron and Isla could have let the culprit pass deliberately, so we put our full focus on the last floor. Okay, now we wait. Now there's no way around that one.
You two stay here again, he says. So here's the thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
We are actually gonna stay here while they search.
Literally. I'm chilling. Right. Open Twitter. Gonna message somebody.
Are you gonna message Johnny Guilty Gear?
That's
kind of based. Not gonna lie, that goes kind of hard. mu and the I don't know, something. Mu and the sigma male.
Yeah. Now we wait for Inferno the Gay Fire. Yeah. Sets up by
Dun, me when the I don't know, something.
Pom pom. Pom pom.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Yo,
Bam,
yo,
bam.
yo, yo, what is me, guys? What is up, guys? It's me, Kate.
It is me, Kate, from the hit video game Sekimeiya.
On glass.
When the Sekimeiya when the glass cries.
Sekimeiya when the glass cries. Hey, wait, what happened while I was gone?
Nothing.
They just went downstairs.
Absolutely nothing, just like the rest of the whole game.
They just went. They just went down.
You just stay here again. We'll quickly complete the search.
When the I don't know, something. My ADHD has triggered, guys. I need to look at Subway Surfers gameplay.
You need to skip to the next line of dialogue.
I think so too. Yeah. Who's this?
We were about to begin when something caught our attention. From where we were, we could see that the door to the men's bathroom was slightly open.
Sussy.
Do we leave it like that?
Oh god, it's gonna be Akro's dead body in there.
I'd actually be surprised.
I would actually also be quite surprised.
The rest of us weren't sure either, but we'd all felt something was off. We still instructed Aaron and Isla to stay next to the stairs and move to the bathroom with caution. As soon as we... My bad.
You are so dumb.
bad.
He is so bad.
You're lucky you completed Sonic Mania. With my help, by the way.
I
Just
carried.
think I did all the work. Anyway, as soon as we peeked inside, we knew we'd been right. The door had been opened farther. Next to Onami's body was the toilet, and on top of it, Akuro sat, focusing his gaze on the wall in front of him. What the hell is he doing?
What the hell
When
is
he
this?
When he saw us, he slowly turned his head to the door and stood up.
Akuro, what are you doing?
Wait, is he bruised up, or is that just me?
No. It's just the normal
I think, yeah,
stinky smoke
okay.
thing.
He's being chilling.
I think-
Akuro jerking off to Naomi's dead body.
I can't believe he's into what's it called, necrophilia?
Yeah. I'm sorry. That was a very cursed thing to say. By which she means, where the fuck did you go? He got so mad he turned British for a second, guys. Sai revealed his inner Brit.
He barely reacted to our words or presence. Is bro like a zombie right now? What the hell? He slowly turned his head again and spent a few seconds in silence until he acknowledged us.
God, sorry, I haven't come in 5 hours. I can't think clearly. Where are you again?
Hey, I have a question. It took a bit of time to stand up. Keeping a plain expression and breathing deeply, seemingly to calm his nerves, he spoke. So, you had a wristwatch, right?
Oh
What
god.
time is it?
What? It's 11:36.
11:36. So it had been 16 minutes since we'd heard the noise in the event room. I felt like more time had passed since the contents of those minutes had been dense, but it didn't seem wrong.
He just traveled from the past, right? Huh?
Maybe I think that's what happened. I think Akuro
Yeah,
traveled.
Yeah, but he's just saying he didn't. So let's see.
11:36. I see. Of course, it appears you were wrong, Atsuki. We didn't travel through time.
Did you travel too?
No, I just said it. I think we just hallucinated or something.
Oh, Akuro, where were you?
We were searching for you.
Why was she British for a second?
I don't know why. My brain said British. Don't worry
Anyway,
about
your
it.
turn to read.
Aaron and I came to us once they realized that we found something. From where we were, we could still see the stairs, so if someone went up, we would at least spot them.
You hallucinated? What exactly happened and why did you disappear?
Yeah, I'm eating.
Okay,
Let him eat.
let him cook or something.
Alright, I'm sorry.
No, you're not. No, you're
I
not sorry in the slightest.
sure. I disappeared? Right, it seemed as if I teleported and I heard some noise.
Let's make some
I was still
noise.
I was still here though, and after that, I just waited here until you appeared.
Why did you wait here? What made you teleport?
7?
Alright,
Seven?
it's still my turn, I'm stupid. For some reason, Akro seemed very unresponsive. Was the cause having teleported? It might have been a shock, but at no point I experienced a similar effect.
I looked around the hallways a bit and then I felt like waiting here. I'm not sure what causes it. Maybe it was the Sekimeiya. It actually is the Sekimeiya's doing.
It's the Sekimeiya did this.
The glass is spinning!
Are you sure? We touched it right before you vanished and nothing happened. Well, yeah, I'm not sure then.
It doesn't make sense, I thought about it earlier. If you touched the Sekimeiya, why was it shut in the cavern after you disappeared?
Huh? I don't know.
Akro, just tell us exactly what happened.
I am. It seemed
It seems. And
Akro
he
died.
dies.
Everyone, we got the bad ending. Click the game save.
we got the bad. I am. It seemed as if I teleported and then I searched around a bit, very confused. I waited in here until you showed up. Nothing else, and the time says it clearly. I didn't time travel. At most, I could have teleported, but I think something was wrong with me, and I imagined it.
You didn't imagine anything, you actually disappeared.
No, I did. I did imagine it. Teleporting is
Akro,
impossible.
you're fucking stupid.
Was that?
Yeah, I said my line. There you go.
No, you
Well,
didn't.
No, you did
nah,
not.
it was quite good. I think I would argue. Well, we found the key to the attic. Nami had it. We went up and looked for you, but we didn't find anything.
Also, for the Twitch weavers, those Discord notification sounds were from me, not you. Thank you.
I love man.
I love man.
Same, I also love men.
How do you see?
Who's this? Who's
Probably me.
this?
I had no idea what had happened to him. Had teleporting changed him so much? It wasn't easy to avoid thinking that he could have been making it all up. The Sekimeiya hadn't worked for us, so why would he have been able to travel? And according to him, he had to move through time, just space.
In other news, these shoes match. It's likely Naomi was in the attic.
Shiroya, don't you want to cover her body again?
Huh? Oh yeah, we should do that too.
I like how
Yeah,
happy she looks.
yeah, like she had that smile. She was like, "Yay!"
Yay, it's my favorite part, covering a body.
I have a lot of experience in this. You see, you have to clip their nails first so that, you don't leave any evidence.
We all looked at each other, wondering what to think. No cameras existed in their bathroom, but since they were functioning in a hallway C, it was probably fine to tamper a bit with the crime scene. However, Akira's question had come out of left field, through the right field. Sai and Shiraya went off on their own. They came back at the same time, and Shiraya was holding a velvet curtain.
Yokoso. The Sekimeiya is still there. I touched it too and nothing happened. Kuro, did you touch it? What caused your teleportation?
I did. I think touching it is what triggered it. Why did you touch it? Didn't we all go to the next room? We had just touched it too.
Did you want to steal it, maybe?
As she covered Naomi's body with a curtain, Awkward took a few seconds to think about it.
Maybe I want to steal it.
Maybe I do. Oh,
I was
I'm trying to think.
I was only curious since I hadn't personally touched it yet. I didn't expect anything to happen.
And where did you appear? We searched for you.
This is a fake Crow created by the Sekimeiya. This is
Yeah.
not the real one. This is a fake. It's a copy that does not act as expected. I think the whole mystery of the game is that you're not actually moving through time. It's just creating a double of you. Thank you.
What would our second be doing then?
Well,
Your mom.
he is currently jacking off in the other bathroom right next to ours or something. I don't know. Or
Why
either that
why
or
can't
he's
we
dead.
hear him?
That's not possible. We searched all around this floor, and you weren't here.
Oh yeah, 7?
Mm-hmm.
I did not read my last line.
I know. Read your line, fucking bozo.
Somewhere in the hallway C, I think.
Thank you, Inferno. That's not possible. We searched all around this floor, and you weren't here.
Oh, that's right. I did see and hear searching, but you didn't see me. I never left this floor.
You didn't see.
Wait, that's interesting. Wait. It's like the same thing that happened with Sai, because he heard the elevator 3 times. Like, he's the only one who heard the elevator. We could not see Akuro. What's going on?
Weird.
The hell is this?
Too much weird stuff. Just saying. What? That should be impossible.
It's not, because it's what I experienced myself. After that, I stayed here until now. Wait, but why can we see him now?
I don't know. Maybe Sekimeiya. No, the Sekimeiya doesn't. The Sekimeiya doesn't make people invisible. Shiroya saw us at the top floor. Maybe there's like a time limit, like it makes you invisible for 10 seconds or something.
I guess.
10, 15, 20, 2 minutes, I don't know. 7, go.
Okay. I had no idea how to interpret his words. At my side, Naomi's body rested under a beautiful cloth that practically occupied the entire floor. Given the surroundings were still a bathroom, it wasn't the most respectable thing, but we couldn't do much else for her.
So you didn't see the culprit or move up the floors? We entered the attic, don't you want to go?
No, not yet. You guys go, and I'll follow in a bit.
Donald Trump feet.
We can wait for you.
No. Please leave me alone for a bit longer. I'm still a bit curious about what this attic might be, so I'll go up shortly.
Are you
Sussy.
serious? You'll have some explaining to do.
Yes, just leave me alone for now.
This is baffling.
All of us hesitated, baffled. We'd expect to get answers from Akuro if we found him, but he'd only given us more questions. It was possible he had just been acting, but that wouldn't explain his disappearance. If he was right, though, that the Sekimeiya had only made him travel through space. Couldn't be. He couldn't have appeared in hallway C, or we would have found him. He was either lying or had a mistaken perspective. Was there any other choice? I could only theorize that maybe our perspective was wrong instead, but I couldn't come up with an explanation beyond that.
That makes sense to me.
Turning on and off that light.
I wasn't
7 go.
content.
There's
Right.
2 screens.
It is so over. I wasn't content with Sai's claim, so I made sure to check the event room. The mysterious egg was still inside the cabinet, and as I had done,
Hey.
I went ahead and touched it, receiving no response. I lowered the curtain again and headed towards the stairs. Why would it have worked for Akro? Why had it worked for me the other time? And what about when Naomi had traveled, since it was almost confirmed that she had appeared in the attic? Was there a recurring factor among the times it had worked? Ultimately, we went up again. We hoped that Akro would soon regain his composure so that we could draw more information out of him. But if he truly wasn't stable, it was best to follow his demand. We told him that the elevator might still be disabled by the time he decided to go up, and that we'd leave the door on floor 6 unlocked.
We moved back up, unaware of what our goal had become, and knowing that we hadn't thoroughly inspected the crystal floor. Certainly possible someone remained down there, as the sound we'd heard in the event room was yet to be explained. But we decided to ignore that and follow Akra's request. Going up and down the stairs so often was getting very tiring, but we couldn't take the elevator. And Akira really only teleported without moving through time? I kept circling around that detail. However, oh no. Since we knew barely anything about the mechanism behind the Sekimeiya, I couldn't definitely object. However, I had estimated I'd gone about 20 minutes to the past. So, if that varied, it was possible that Akuro hadn't realized he'd gone less than a minute to the past, since the reason he thought he hadn't traveled was the time on Sai's watch.
Size wristwatch. TikTok.
Two.
Why is it black? Okay.
Three
Seven.
screens.
No,
No,
this doesn't
no.
count. No, no,
Yeah,
no.
the black,
The black screen, the black screen doesn't count.
no,
The
no,
black screen doesn't count.
the
No.
black. Listen, black screens sometimes have dialogue. It
Yeah, but
counts.
it didn't. But it didn't this time.
It still counts.
It just counted as a fade, bro. Come on.
Oh,
I get away
okay.
with this one.
Oh my god, 7 go.
Okay, fuck it. Anyway, how far are we into the stream? We're at a 47 minutes. It's not been that long.
We're almost to an hour, 15 minutes left or so.
Okay, whatever. We entered the attic again. We left the door unlocked, and the key was still inserted in its hole. Since we didn't have anything in mind, we disposed ourselves throughout the few room. We dispersed ourselves, waiting for Akro's arrival. Sai and Kante remained in the living room while Shroya, Erna, and Isla and I entered the right bedroom. We'd been a group earlier, so staying together felt right. Shroya and I threw ourselves into the spacious bed and tried to rest for a bit, both of us pretty worn down.
The other two mimicked us and sat at our side.
Isla backstory time, or Erna. Yawn.
Are you tired?
Yes, I hate waking up so early. Mom made me set up an alarm for 6 o'clock.
I just
Why
got
is she?
turned
Why is she British now? Also, what the fuck is wrong with that mom?
What do you mean, bro? Waking up at 6 a.m.? You gotta get the child used to it, you know?
Oh my
Actually,
God.
that makes sense.
Later.
No, that makes sense because children sleep so early. Remember, this is a kid we're talking about. They go to bed at 10 p.m. No, not even 10. They go to bed at 8 p.m.
8 p.m.
8 p.m. 8 p.m. So, that early? Do you live far from the tower? No, but I knew a lot of people would come today. I wanted us to be some of the first visitors so that I could drop off Isla at school afterward. I see. You must be pretty happy that you get to skip the entire school day.
Yeah, but I already knew that would happen.
Oh, right. So, is this the first time you came here?
Yep, I didn't know this place was so cool.
That's surprising. With how much you seem to like gemstones, I figured you would have come here before. She's had many passing interests. She just got back from school one day and told me she wanted to come to this place.
Because Amelia came to the school with a very pretty bracelet. She said it was Ethnius, like the ones in Asha Tower. She let everyone touch it but me. I don't know why. She doesn't like me.
I see. That's why you looked so happy downstairs. I actually first told her that I didn't want to bring her here. I should have just stuck to that. But she kept mentioning it, and when she's infatuated with something, she doesn't talk about anything else. So I caved in too quickly.
That was
It's
only when
pronounced
Amelie.
It's actually pronounced
Infatuated.
infatuated. Yes.
Infatuated. Yeah.
It's infatuated. That was only when Amelie said that her parents wouldn't let them go see the Sekimeiya. She was saying really ugly things about her mum, but she was always busy. She always buys anything
Is
she
this a
asks for. I don't get it.
is this a is this a 2-year-old or a 20-year-old speaking seven?
I don't know. My voice
Yeah.
might
Yeah.
be
Please.
inconsistent.
Please. Yeah. Please shut up the British accent.
Yeah,
Go
you gotta
back.
stop.
I thought it was funny. It's like
Yeah.
It's
having
It
good.
was.
fun
It was.
going back.
It was funny for a bit.
Yes.
It's good that you're not like that. I'm sure she'll be embarrassed of that when she's older.
Everyone really likes her though. I don't hate her, but she's really mean sometimes.
So you live in Yoshibana, right? You probably go to the same school Atsuki and I attended. There were some people like that when we were your age, but they all matured eventually. I think an effect of there being so few people. I think that's an effect of there being so few people.
Oh, you went to my school? Did you know Miss Bisky? The teacher? Yeah.
She still works there? I remember, yeah, she was always very nice to us.
She's my favorite teacher. I'll tell her that I met you too. I'm surprised she's still there. She was pretty old when she taught us.
She knew we were going to come here, so she might be a bit worried if she heard about what happened. She's usually the person behind Isla's sudden interests. One day she told her that she has an aquarium at home, and there was no moment in the following weeks that she didn't bring up wanting to go to an aquarium. Do you remember how interested you became in fish out of nowhere? Where did that passion go? Did you read all the books I bought you?
ADHD child. I still love them. And yes, I read all of them. Did you know that a fish can get sunburned when they're near the surface? I prefer them pan-seared. Why are we all on the bed? We didn't inspect this floor very thoroughly, so we should still be looking for clues. Why don't you do that? Sorry, I need my eyes on Kate in case he kills Naomi a third time.
Good one. Good one. Good one.
Sai is so weird.
Yeah, maybe you should forget what I said about people here maturing.
He doesn't go to our school.
Whoa! Rare Shiroya Rose?
It's true.
the same
W.
the same Yukari in it, but it's with Shiroya instead.
Are you like stupid or something?
More like Saipei, Ace Detective.
Anyway.
He doesn't go to our school, right? He's around our age, but I don't think I've ever seen him before.
Might go to one of that town. I don't know either.
Who's this?
Instead of,
this?
I'll just read because I was gone for
Yeah.
a long. Instead of following Size Damon, we lay back on the bed.
Demand.
Unlike, I don't know why I said it like that.
British. You're British.
Unlike me, Shiroya had always been good at dealing with kids. The tone of her voice, that's Russian. Oh god. Anyway, the tone of her voice changed significantly when she talked to Isla. I wish the conversation would continue just so that I could keep hearing it.
Okay.
The three of them have all been holding something to contain their belongings. Just like Sai had his hip pack, Shiroya wore a modest purse she'd had for a long time. Milo had a child-sized shoulder purse, and Erina had been holding a bigger black purse. A woman with her purses, am I right, guys?
True. This wouldn't happen in a group, a men group.
True.
You look at the side. You look at the next room and it's Kate and Sai, and they have like a big ass backpacks.
Okay.
or just big ass pockets.
You know what this reminds me of?
It's fucking
Okay.
stupid.
We have in high school in 12th grade, our English teacher's name was Adam. Okay, like Zenji Adam 321. His name was Adam. Okay.
Okay.
Well, the Turkish version of Adam, but that does not really matter. The point is, we get along with him quite well, like my friends and I. So I got like, I got like my main friend group together, like the boys, like 3 people. We all bought like some coffee at the school's like cafeteria, right? And we reenacted that, ha, women meme together. And then we recorded that, and then we sent that to my teacher on WhatsApp.
Base.
He laughed at it. It made me feel very happy. Anyway, fun fact over. Let's move on.
Something caught my attention, so I stood back up.
What are you looking at? That's mine.
I couldn't see inside Shiroya or Arena's, but Isla had remained slightly open while she lay face up. Inside, something felt out of place.
It's a fucking
Does she
severed
have,
arm. What's that?
does
for?
she have the Sekimeiya?
That's my purse. I don't use it every day, but I took it today. I mean that device.
Device? What are you talking about?
7.
Inferno, go. You're not present in the scene, so I'll let you read for a while.
Oh, okay, fine. Eren and Isla got up and frowned when they saw what had intrigued me.
Oh, is this a recorder? It has a play and record button. We're about to see the biggest load drop, right?
What? I don't know. I've never seen it.
It was inside your purse? Where did you get it?
I just said I've never seen it before. I don't know what's it doing in here.
Are you just lying again? What's it doing in your purse if you've never seen it before?
I'm telling you, I don't know.
It wasn't very big, but it occupied most of the space in the purse. It was hard to believe anyone could have dropped it inside while Isla had been wearing it, and I hadn't seen her leaving it behind anywhere and giving someone the opportunity to plant an object in it. Shoya grabbed the device and began to fiddle with it.
There's a record button, and a recording saved. I think we haven't listened to it. This seems to be a speaker.
On the side of the recorder, and symbol indicate that the audio would come out of it. On the back was a slot for an SD card, but there wasn't one inserted.
Kinda sus. I think I
Yeah, this is about to be the biggest lore drop that we're gonna see in the game. It's going to go bigger
what was
than.
that guy's name? Cerepo or some shit? He's gonna make an appearance here. Trust.
Nah,
When
not sure. We'll
Shiraya,
see.
when Shiroya pressed the record button, a message appeared. It said, "Delete previous recording before starting a new one." Instead of doing that, Shiroya selected the single audio track with the circle pad and pressed the play button. Bro, they really just call it circle pad? I can't believe it. A time bar appeared on the screen. Static started playing immediately, and we frowned, waiting for something else to happen. On the screen, the seconds ticked up for a while as the static went on. Where were we hearing footsteps?
Bozo.
What? Usually she says you're hearing static.
Just
Okay,
read.
whatever. Eventually, that noise was interrupted by a very loud one. It sounded as if someone had sat right next to us. Then that person heaved a sigh as soon as they started speaking. We recognized who they were. Akuro? It is Akuro!
Uh-oh.
Shit.
Well,
It's past Akuro.
hold on, let me get my muffle thingy.
Akuro, the Discord groomer, groomed Isla as her friend? Question mark.
What do we do now?
You should kill yourself.
We immediately recognized it was Akuro's voice.
Well, why did I have this? Okay,
You
You
didn't
didn't
read
read
the
your
line!
line.
okay, I did read it though. Okay, let me try that again.
No!
Why did I have this?
Does it show the date anywhere? No, there's nothing like that.
Why is she smiling?
What do you want? What do you want to do? We might have been here for more than a month and the exit's not open. Unless you want to take down the shutter by hand, we can only keep waiting.
What?
Oh shit.
Message from the future?
Shiroya's eyes met mine in disbelief. More than a month? Our fear was amplified by the next sentences we heard. I don't get it. What the hell happened? Did Asha just abandon their own building with us inside? And we thought we'd be free after 12 hours.
What? This can't mean.
And once again, the recording camera does with the sharpest hit yet.
Atsuki, what are you thinking of that? Do you have any more ideas? And hey, Erna, what's with that face?
It almost seemed as if Sai had been talking to us directly. We were speechless, wondering if we were there too. What? Not going to answer? Then we. Oh my god! I'm sorry. I'm so tired of switching. Oh my god, it's fine.
Don't do it, you dumbasses. Whose idea is this?
It's funny. It's authentic. Do you think they have?
That she was
Great.
she was so dumb. I'm about to hit you with the kate stare, bro.
If I got taste.
Wine
Okay.
boom play, please. Mods, crush a skull, please.
Mods.
Then mods.
Mod, spin a glass, please.
Mods. Spin his glass. Mods, look him inside the Ashura building.
Mods, make you work out
Okay.
twice in the same day.
Mods, touch the Sekimeiya.
Mods, touch the child. Question mark?
Mods, get the kate there.
Mods, get kate.
Mods, touch me, please. Please.
Okay. This is supposed to be serious.
Yeah. Go.
Go,
Okay.
white boy, go yeah. Go white boy.
I mean, are Romanians white?
No, they're not.
Yes. Oh
You
god.
are, you are gypsy.
Then- Oh my god, I'm gonna kill you. Then we heard the recorder play the sound of a door being pushed, and following it, gasp. Expressions of pure shock filled our ears, which perfectly conveyed the bewilderment shared by everyone who had been recorded. As in, like, the door opened?
Ira, what the hell?
Isla, when did this happen?
She indicated that she had no idea with the gesture, so we kept waiting while the device let out nothing but silence. Hey, answer! What are you looking at?
What do you mean? We're still in Nausea Tower, do you not remember?
He didn't read his line.
He didn't read his line.
I didn't read my line.
No, you didn't say where am I.
What do you mean? We're still in Nausea Tower. What do you not remember? No, what I mean is, what happened to me? Where am I?
What?
Why are you guys like screaming to each other? Akira, what happened? Well, I don't know, Sai.
It's meant to be a cheesy and terrible dub, and that's how it works.
Okay, since now
Akira's
Akira is here,
confusing.
is that...
Oh,
Now
true,
that
I haven't
Akira is...
said anything in a while.
Yeah, and anyway, now that Akira is here, Seven, read the narration.
Oh god, okay. Akira's confusion must have been shared by the rest of us. What kind of question was that, regardless of the context?
No, I should be.
Following that was a couple of unsteady, heavy footfalls, most likely someone staggering. During the next few seconds, Isla cried, and nobody spoke inside or outside the recording.
Staggering as in stagger pressure?
This?
Erla, what's going into you? What are you holding? And Erla, why aren't you doing anything? Woman!
With a final
Woman.
sob, the recording ended. The
That was supposed to
screen
be Zen, but whatever.
The
Yeah.
screen left us with a button to rewind the audio, and we remained motionless, with expressions we'd never worn before. I'd fallen unconscious from a smoke attack, probably traveled to the past, and found two dead bodies that belonged to the same person. However, the sensation left by that bizarre recording surpassed all of those.
It said that we'd be here for over a month. It's not possible, right? Even if the exit doesn't open, the people outside would find a way to rescue us. Yeah, this must be a trap created by Sai and Akira. Usually, I would have
Usually,
also. Okay, if you want to go, you can go.
well, yeah, because now Aqua is not here.
Oh, yeah, right.
Usually, I would have also jumped to that possibility, but Isla was in that recording too. Could she have been in on? Could she have been in on it? I remember Isla's friend. Were Sai and Aqua somehow involved in everything?
You and Oski were mentioned as if you were there, but at no point did you actually speak. And Kate and I weren't mentioned at all, but with how short it was, that doesn't mean anything.
I didn't mean anything, but it was still unsettling. According to Sai's words, it had been quiet for a while, and Erna's behavior had also been strange. If we were to believe the contents of the recording, it meant that somehow it had traveled from the past from 1 month into the future. I couldn't even imagine why and how that would even happen. That would have happened.
Isla, I'm sorry to ask again, but be as honest as you can. Have you really never seen this device? Have you really never spoken the words we just heard? And do you really not know anything about it? I promise, I have no idea where this came from, and I never said any of that. You believe me, Tanya, right?
Yeah, but this is really strange.
Idle had begun to sound like she hadn't. It's still me. Until what? Yeah, it's still me. until until there's like one of my characters on the screen
Yeah.
is gonna. I'm gonna do a narration.
Okay.
Isla had begun to sound like she had the recording, trying not to break down. The four of us had just been handed a month-long sentence with no bail, and it had sounded as if it could have been extended indefinitely.
Don't worry. This recording must have been manipulated. There are many things in it that don't make sense. Of course, as Shreya said, we'll be rescued if things go wrong, and when the exit has to open. There is no food here, so it's impossible we'll be able to stay alive for an entire month without starving. Unless you guys eat each other. I'm just throwing that out there. You guys could
Okay,
eat
but
Naomi's corpse.
listen, water. That'd be a problem too, because you cannot survive more than 3 days without water.
Simply drink your own piss.
Okay,
It
that
doesn't
too.
work.
Okay, they'll figure something out. It's fine. I'm sure they'll.
Drink the toilet water.
Yes, that's exactly how.
Anyway,
Anyway, of
continue.
course, as Shiroya said, we'll be rescued if things go wrong.
You already read this.
I don't care when the exit has to open. There is no food
Oh
here,
my-
so it's impossible to be able to stay alive for more than an entire month without starving. Akro and Sai sounded perfectly healthy, didn't they?
Well, that's right. I bet they didn't think this through. There's still 9 hours until we can leave, but no more than that. Don't believe any of this, Isla. We're fine. We'll all be fine.
Like Isla, I was looking forward to making it out a lot more than I appeared. I wanted my life to get back on track and go to the mountains with Shoria as we'd agreed. The thought of remaining in prison crushed down on my shoulders. We had come to the tower for the purpose of getting a fresh start, and the recording threatened to turn all of that onto its head.
I believe we heard something else that was very strange. Apart from what Isla said, the way Sai phrased it, we might have been here for more than a month. This might have is very odd.
Oh, that's right. Why would he not be sure?
It's true that we could easily lose track of time after spending a month locked in here, but we couldn't know how long it's been by just looking at the dates.
And on the crystal floor, we have a computer that displays it. Even Sai himself is watching in case the computer stopped working. That probably has a battery life. It has to be a trick, and one that's easy to see right through. Someone must have put this recording in your purse. Do you know when that could have happened?
No, I kept it on myself the whole time since I grabbed it at home. When you entered the tower, a guard looked at your purse, right? Do you remember if it was there? I don't know. I just gave it to him. Isla, do you mind telling us the identity of your friend now? she could have had access to it, and somehow she knew that the incident would happen. Not only that, but she lied to you, right? About the number of people when she said that nothing but bad would happen. No, she has nothing to do with this, I promise. She was wrong, but she didn't lie. She's waiting for me outside, and I don't want to leave her alone for long. Christmas is in 10 days, and we promised we'd spend it together. Who's this?
Inferno.
Me. Before I could press her further, the door opened and Sai appeared with Kati behind him. Ah, hell no, it's over. Kati's here.
Ah, hell nah.
Kati's here, it's over.
It's
They
over.
forcibly stepped in and closed the door again.
Hey guys, I found a little thing.
Can you just say what it is already?
Yes, that's why we came here. But it wouldn't have been the same without them.
Hmm. I thought about it. Was Sai hiding something from us? If he was, it must have been something really big. Instead of asking questions, we heard for what they had to say. Or what he had to say. But he wasn't paying attention. Everyone put the recorder back inside Isla's purse while being questioned. It was undeniable that Isla and Erna could be seen as suspicious with such a thing had been found on them.
Who wants to read this?
Sai was holding a folded piece of paper. Since there were no volunteers, he handed it to me. As you know, the main protagonist.
Yep.
You have been chosen. I found this in the drawer in the kitchen.
I sighed faintly and began to read.
Sir, I have done as you instructed, and I didn't spot any difference in the attic since Zin's last attack. I believe it wasn't targeted. I finished this month's preservations, but some paint has begun to wear off, so next month I'll attempt to fix that on my own. Until then, thank you for your trust, and let me know if you have any new requests. Naomi.
It's a letter from Naomi?
Precisely. Your ears do work. It sounds as if Naomi was tasked with keeping the attic tidy. It's addressed to the head of the Ashia family, who must have lived here back in the day.
I see.
Understand? It means Kate has lied yet again. Great, it's great, he never stops. We're going to set a world record at this rate. I suppose you're right. He must have known this, so having found the attic key in Naomi's pocket shouldn't have been a big surprise.
I don't know. I don't look through these cameras very often. According to the letter, she worked here once a month. It makes sense that I never saw her.
Holy shit, Kate. You know that you're fucked once we get out, right? You said you work here with Naomi, and that earlier she tried to personally convince you of her innocence because of that. But you didn't know what your job entailed?
I didn't. It's not my business to what everyone does. I certainly didn't see her often, so I never knew exactly what her work was.
Yeah, of course. She's probably been handling this floor by herself for years. And you, who takes care of the security of the entire building, never knew that. This letter mentions Zin, so it must be recent enough. Most likely from last month.
It must have happened when I wasn't present in the tower, since I only leave the night shift every 2 weeks. If, for example, she came the first day of every month, I would never have seen her.
Was it not a second ago when you'd said you'd seen her a few times? Guys,
His expression changed!
Yo, a new sprite! New Kate
New
sprite!
sprite!
He's getting really mad now.
N-
I think we should stop here, guys.
No,
You
honestly, I want to continue.
Yeah, same. I want to play too.
Oh, okay.
Actually, this is getting really
Yeah,
interesting.
because now I'm curious. What the hell is that recording?
I mean, last
Before
time-
the recording happened, I was like, so whatever, you know. Somebody died, but now.
Let's play for half an hour and then we can call.
Sure.
Okay, but can we take like a 10-minute break? I have to do something really quick.
And then
Okay.
Kate became naked.
And
then Kate became-
Okay, let me save
Finally,
the
we
game
see
in case it
Kate.
crashes while I'm gone. I will be right back.
Bum 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 bum
I
bum
will have
bum.
to add a text here. Stream break 10 min.
I'm gonna listen to Kamashida. Actually, have you seen this video, Inferno? I'm gonna show you a video.
Anyway,
Wait, hold on.
this is
Actually,
the guy
Zen,
that
I
I'm-
wanna.
Okay.
Okay. Zen, is this a Toho character? Is this a
That
Toho
is
character?
a Toho character. That is Hatate.
Oh.
She is another news reporter, a rival of Aya.
Oh.
Also, don't forget that you're still on stream, so you know it is how it is. But
Yeah,
back to
yeah.
you.
The only
Do, 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 do.
okay, there you go. Have you seen this video, Inferno? Running like a wristwatch. Running like a wristwatch. What? This video is so funny.
I don't think I have. The way they edited his laugh over Dahlia.
And it's so good.
It's
I
so
love the
funny.
drip remix, dude.
That too. Oh god, I wanna replay Trials and
Trials and
Tribulations now.
tribulations. Just because
Yeah.
of this.
Yeah, just because it is, bro. It has Godo. He's the best prosecutor.
Godot is probably the best.
He's my favorite.
No, I think Barrick is probably objectively the better prosecutor.
I
But-
haven't seen enough. I haven't seen like enough of Barrick like that, and I haven't played like the duology myself.
Yeah, I think he's objectively the best. But if you're not counting DGS, Godot is probably the best prosecutor in the game. Yeah.
But like in lore, he's probably like the worst because I'm pretty sure he's never won a single court case.
Dude, he's not even a lawyer. He's not even a prosecutor. He's a lawyer.
That too.
He's a lawyer. He dies. And he's like, okay, guys, I'm gonna become a prosecutor. I'm gonna
Spoiler.
become a prosecutor just so that I can hunt down Phoenix. I hate him.
So true.
Get that guy. My programming is just to sue that guy right there. I don't care about anything else. Sherma, you look like the yellow M&M today.
God, when I finished Trials and Tribulations, I was so obsessed with Godo for like a month,
Same, literally
And then-
me. I was also saying.
and then I kind of forgot about it.
And then he was a guy that existed of all time.
Yeah, actually no. When I went on AO, I used to be Godo a lot.
Me too. Yeah. Most of the time it was generally Godot until I was like, whoa, custom characters and shit. And I
I mean-
played as Diane a lot. Diane, make peace. Diane, make peace. The Professor Layton character. I'll show you her.
All I know is that when I saw custom characters on the Epic Rat server, I'm pretty sure the first one I chose was Kanji. Because that was back when when I only played Persona 4. Because
Kanji.
I finished
Mhm.
Persona 4 on like the beginning of spring 3 or 4 years ago. 3 years ago. Because I know I was in 9th grade back then. And it was during, the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I'm so sad Persona 4 is over. Anyway, I'm gonna play Persona 3 now.
This
This is
Kanji.
freaking amazing.
freaking Tatsumi.
I'm telling you, freaking Tatsumi.
This was Diane. 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 Her name is a word play on the words of Diane.
Oh yeah, oh right, I did see her. She's very pretty.
I love this character. I love the way she looks. In fact, I'm gonna play as her right now.
Are you still the only one on AO on the
I think
server?
so. Dude, do you guys? Okay, never mind. You guys do have her in this server. It's just called a Makepeace instead of Diane Makepeace. Hello, hello. It is
Welcome
me.
back.
Welcome back. Dun, 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 dun.
Honestly, we should make that a soundboard thing.
You know, you want to know what I want to make a
What?
cross. There's a couple of things. The first one I definitely want to make is the drive impact sound effect
Oh,
because of
that's
like the like you drive impact somebody and then it's a reaction. They get to drive impact you back in order to get hit in time. That I want to add mods crush your skull, please. I want to add that. I'm gonna look at that right now. In fact, mods.
there's someone in in one of the roleplay things.
Why do you what do you think they're doing alone there?
I don't know.
That's insane. I'm not in the zone.
I know.
Both thought I was in the zone. Don't let me into my zone. You know that Kanye song?
The what?
There's a Kanye song.
No.
Wait, in front of you. I have to look at this video. In front of this is probably the funniest video I watched on the entirety of the internet. Look at this video. Make sure you full
Mod?
screen it, by the way.
Full
You have to
screen?
full screen it. Yeah, you have to full screen it.
Is it like a jump scare?
No, it's not a jump scare, sorry.
Okay, I gotta watch it on my phone because I'm lazy.
Okay, that's still fine.
Okay, wait. What?
Do you see it? Can you make
Hold
it
on.
out?
Hold on. Oh my god, what happened? Exit.
If
Why don't? Why is there? There was why is there like a single pixel there?
you can make it out.
I should probably turn off my fan.
It's not already on. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Mods.
Where's your skull,
Open.
please?
Lost branch of legend.
Yeah, I'm gonna me. If I have to wait for 5 more minutes.
I'll be doing works.
Would work.
You shall see.
I'm gonna try to do Sakuya hard again. Also, my dog is making some very cute noises, and I really like that.
Okay, I'll remove this. So I
Zen,
can do this. Yes.
when are you gonna make Coma for AO?
I'll after Sekimeiya.
After Sekimeiya. Do it for me.
I will do it for you.
I s-
What?
I keep forgetting the profile thing last. I named the profile thing last mentioned legend. I like men.
Yeah, dude, that was that one always gets you.
Okay. Sakuya, blue Sakuya. Or should I try? No, I'm gonna do blue Sakuya. Blue Sakuya is cooler.
Okay, Inferno.
Yeah.
I did it.
What did you do?
Mods, crush the skull. Thank
Uh,
Now you can do it at will.
well, all these suck. Erin, Erin.
Let's get the in.
Okay, what did Erin give me? Oh! I traded all my money. Like Erin, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she gave me the Lunar Veil exhibit.
Oh, that's the one that makes
The
abilities.
flawless for one turn. No,
Oh, okay.
Lunar Veil, the one that gives me flawless for one turn.
That's kind of ass, though. I'll be honest with you.
Oh yeah, but this is remember this is early game Sakuya.
Fair enough.
Actually, I'm gonna see what else I can get. 100 Toho money and lose starting exhibit and gain a random shining exhibit. That's it.
That's it. Holy.
What happened?
I was browsing Twitter and I just got hit with the naked chest of Johnny.
Can I have a link to that?
Same.
No, I guess we're not gonna see it.
No, I am in shambles. How will I ever recover? We're not in break
Okay.
anymore.
Zen, please.
Yeah.
I want to see the post too.
Then I will give you $1.
Fine.
That is very much in Turkish
Yeah.
money.
True. You know, bribing always
There,
works.
there you go. There you
Everyone
go.
has a price. Just saying.
I posted it. There you go.
He really looks like Wesker.
Oh my god.
He kind of does look like
It's
Wesker.
Johnny!
What's
Okay,
his
Seven.
name?
What's his name, Seven?
What is his name? He has dementia. He's old now. I forgot.
Anyway, it's your turn to read the narration.
Okay, sure. What was I gonna say? I forgot.
Read the thing?
Literally,
No, I was
you
gonna
can
make a
read it.
funny meme! Shut up. I know what I'm gonna do. Johnny Gaming.
I can't believe
really
Kat
Johnny
got a
from
new
Guilty
sprite.
Gear Xrd Rev 2? Anyway.
I can't believe Kati got a new sprite.
Hold on, I'm gonna get some water first.
Oh my god. 7?
He left.
Man, he's not here. I was gonna mouse him.
So Zen,
Mm-hmm.
is this the Kate
we
stair?
are so back.
Yep. 7.
Mm-hmm. I'm listening.
Mods, crush his skull. Thank
Maz precious skull thing. Let me see.
Mods, crush his skull. Thank
Now we just need drive impact.
we do. Drive Impact sound would go kind of hard though. What the heck? I'm gonna buy like fucking Discord Night Show just so I can boost the stupid server and we can get the funny.
The space isn't the problem. It's the lack of the sound effect.
No, we're out of like soundboard rooms.
Yeah, but we can get rid of some. It's fine.
I guess. Oh wait, that's interesting.
What am I waiting for right now?
Okay, it is. How much does boosting even cost? I'm curious now. One moment. It's not. It's not
Oh
like I'm
my
gonna buy it,
God.
I think it's funny. Okay, it's 97 liras per month. That is quite a bit. You might as well get fucking Nitro for that money. Anyway. Kate never answered, but he looked enraged during the moments of silence that followed. Well, one moment. Well, it seems Naomi had direct communication with Ashia and that she was a trusted individual tasked with maintaining this special floor. I bet that's why she was chosen for her new job and told the secret of the Sekimeiya's true purpose. None of us appeared to care too much about the letter, given what we just heard, so I had looked excited to have found something that strengthened his suspicions about Kate, but we'd all accepted at some point that he'd spat out plenty of lies. It was routine. We heard the sound of a zipper being unfastened that's coming from the bed. Hey Shroya, what's that? We all turned to her and saw a key in her hand. Did you get it from your purse? Isn't that?
Why?
Yes.
Why do I have this?
Why?
Why do
Actually,
you
yeah.
have this?
Yes, it's the cabinet key.
And if
The
everyone crushes skull,
Sekimeiya's cabinet. Why me?
You're Kate! You're the security guard. I'm just saying.
No.
Yeah, I think so. It was inside.
That's what she said. What were you looking for?
Oh, nothing. I don't know how this got here, though.
Oh, silly me.
She wouldn't admit it, but after Ayla had found something so bizarre inside her own purse, Furia must have felt the need to check hers too, and apparently it had granted a result.
I see. So you had the key. Very interesting.
Someone must have put it in and I didn't notice.
Is that so? I don't get to suspect you.
I mean, it wasn't inside, but in this side pocket that should have been empty, and where anyone could have easily dropped it.
I suppose if you would have left it in the main section where the zipper could hide it, I'm fine believing that.
Before we realized that this key was missing from Naomi's first, only the real culprit or the group that inspected Holy B could have picked it up. So, Shiraya, Sai, and Akuro.
Sai, who searched the room with Nami? Akra. So he could have picked it up and later dropped it inside Shiroya's purse. However, he couldn't have unlocked the Sekimeiya cabinet, right? Yes, nobody entered the event room. So, the only suspects are Sai, Akuro, and whoever the killer was. I... Atsuki, I am... do we tell him?
Mhm.
Whoever's causing this confusion is likely the killer. Right? I mean, likely. Anyway, Shiroya didn't enter Naomi's room, so she couldn't have even picked the key up. Surely she could have if she killed Naomi, right? I know she's supposed to have an alibi, but remember that you traveled to the past and that anyone might have been able to reappear on the Callisto floor?
The real suspect here is obviously Sai.
True.
Akuro couldn't have done anything with the key, but Sai could have been the one to unlock the cabinet since he remained outside the hallway B rooms during the search.
But I didn't do it, and I definitely couldn't have hidden the Sekimeiya in the storeroom. So ultimately, the only suspect here is Kate, who killed Naomi. Shiroya's been wearing her purse by her side, so it would have been easy to leave a small key in it without letting her notice.
God, I didn't kill Naomi, and if I had to hide the key, I hide it in a room. At least, if I put it in someone's purse, it'd make sure they could then be suspected. Joy couldn't have picked it up, so it's pointless and risky.
Can you think of who would have had the best chance to do it?
No, I'm sure anyone could have done it at some point.
Well, we'll have to call Akira out when he comes. You still haven't searched around here?
We haven't. What's there to find?
We searched precisely to figure that out. The letter was pretty well hidden. There are a few drawers and hiding spots I can see around here. Fine, let me look around. Who's this?
7.
Okay, I stood up from the bed and casually crouched to open some drawers. I could see some worn papers, expired promotions, and some more ancient stuff that wouldn't be of any help. While everyone looked at me, I moved up the drawers until something notable caught my attention. It was, again, a key. Do you recognize this, Kate?
Oh, yes, it's the key to this bedroom, the only one that remains. The other bedroom also has one, but the key shouldn't be interchangeable.
It still won't help us much then.
Son?
I finished looking through the drawers without finding anything else. There was a wardrobe upstairs, but I didn't bother going. Instead, I looked at the door and found the keyhole I'd ignored. There was also a chain that would lock the door from the inside without the need of a key.
Wait, was there a chain in the other room as well?
I don't think so.
I don't remember looking.
I don't remember the game telling us.
Yeah.
Not anymore. It broke years ago, so only this bedroom. Okay, so they explain. Okay, they explain.
Yeah.
So only this bedroom has one.
Oh. I'm not sure what Akro's doing down there, but I'll look around a bit more until he comes, since it's clear you're all slacking off.
I wasn't sure what exactly expected to find, but he went up the ladder hoping that something important could be above. It wasn't so much that we were slacking off, but that the recording had sapped every ounce of initiative that we still had. I sat down again and mindlessly stared at my lap.
I can't get to a likely conclusion. How could the recording be fake? If Isla isn't hiding anything important from us, it's clear that we have to basically consider it as truthful after everything that's already happened. Dying.
Good luck.
Yeah, thank you. However, if this recording is going to occur in the future, why do we find it now? And most importantly, why did we find it inside Isla's purse when she doesn't think anyone had the chance to put it in there? It could still be some sort of bizarre trap. One that involves Isla as a participant with the intention of making us believe it won't be free in 9 hours. Moreover, we found this now, so within a month, if we're still here, why would anyone record anything? What would be the point of recording a few minutes of a random conversation be? Will it be the person behind? Why will the person behind it even have a voice recorder inside the tower, and how will it travel back to us? My previous travel implied that casual loops are the way traveling works, so if we let Sai and Akura listen to this recording, the chances that it will happen in the future will vanish. There'd be no way they would repeat everything exactly as they heard. If the 12th hour comes and we're still trapped, though, we'll have to let them know what the future looks like.
My honest reaction to that was that not letting anyone else listen to the recording was the smarter choice, as it would prevent fear, commotion, being suspected, and potentially falling into a trap. That just so happened to go along nicely with the way the universe seemed to function, as letting Sai or Akira listen to the recording could have immediately made its own existence an impossibility. I didn't want to believe it. It was a very scary thought in many ways. I had a dog and a cat to take care of. Being locked away for a month could have ended in the worst way possible if the people outside neglected them and us at the same time. Meanwhile, the cabinet's key appearing in Shirya's purse had a much straighter line of reasoning. I silently gestured at her so she'd come to the hallway with me. Outside, I closed the door behind us while she looked slightly confused.
Did you think of something?
I love men, Shirya. I love men.
The biggest plot twist.
Sort of.
Julia, I want to break up.
Shoya, I want to kiss men from now on. Are you okay with being a cuckold?
Read your line.
Okay. Sort of. I think we must have something backward. I think I know what happened with the key. It was put in your purse by whoever picked it up from Naomi's body.
Yeah, I must have been the easiest target.
Exactly. Which is why, if the culprit behind Naomi's death had done it, they wouldn't have chosen you. They would have chosen a possible suspect or spot within a room that a suspect could have gone to. The first time it disappeared, the Sekimeiya was in a cabinet in the room where Naomi died. However, the cabinet in the event room hadn't been locked, so the key wasn't needed. Then, we split up between both hallways and the Sekimeiya was taken. That's when the key was used. Later, when we returned to the higher floors after failing to find anyone, the Sekimeiya hadn't been stolen yet. It was still in the cabinet, and according to Sai, someone took the elevator down. I don't think the killer's intention was to take the Sekimeiya. If it had been, they'd purposefully detached the cabinet from Nami's set, and they wouldn't have taken the Sekimeiya while we'd been searching both hallways. They would have waited for us to leave, and they wouldn't have dropped the key in your purse.
So, someone took advantage of Naomi's body after we found her.
Yes, the culprit spent time removing it from her set of keys, but didn't take the attic key. All of us found Naomi's body at the same time, and even though I disappeared, you're positive nobody could have picked up the key before I returned, right?
I am, and even more if they had to take it off the keyring.
Then, when we left her body to put the Sekimeiya in the event room cabinet, it is very likely she still had all of her keys. The people that could have picked it up from that point on were your group and the person who made the sound, who couldn't have gone on to use the unlocked cabinet. It's also likely they were the true culprit, as they hadn't picked it up after killing Naomi. It's what we said earlier. The suspects are pretty much only Sai and Akira.
Inferno.
I began moving toward the living room, and Shiraya followed me without asking anything.
Akiro entered the room where Naomi had died, but he couldn't have unlocked the cabinet. Sai, though, had the chance to do both things. If the search ended while one of them still had the key, since you were in their group, they would have chosen to leave the key in your purse. Also, you investigated hallway B, so if Sai hadn't denied it, you could have had the chance to get her key too.
Then Akuro started acting strangely, purposely remaining on the crystal floor all by himself.
Yeah, none of this makes sense because we found the Sekimeiya in the storeroom. This part is what feels like we might have it backward.
How so?
I'm not sure yet, because I doubt there could have been any normal method to make the Sekimeiya appear there. Maybe it has to do with his powers, but I think we should look through hallway B in case we can find hints of what actually happened.
Without an objection, we continued heading down. I wasn't exactly sure what goal we had in mind, but I knew something strange was happening with the hallway B group.
When the Sekimeiya was hidden in room 4B4, where we first found Naomi, it was hidden inside a temperature regulation cabinet, and that must have happened at a time where we didn't know yet that the cabinets had inner compartments. Anyone could have secretly known this, but think about Kate's perspective. He was told by Cerebro that gemstones had been stolen from a room, and he didn't know which one, so he had no reason to think they had been gemstones displayed and not the ones kept in those inner compartments, right? But the first time we searched, he never looked at them or let us know about them.
He might have wanted to keep them a secret.
It's possible.
As soon as we reached floor 5, we faintly heard someone approaching. Oh, hey, were you coming for me?
Sort of. The others are waiting for you in the attic. We'll go right back up in a bit. What were you doing down there?
Nothing, as I said. I stayed where I was for a few more minutes, sorting my thoughts out.
Any reason why? Any reason why you chose a bathroom with a dead body to stay in?
I don't think so. I'll be going. I'm sure Sai is eager to openly question me. He took off without waiting for a response.
Maybe he's back to normal. He looked really off earlier.
He did. I'm not sure how it was for him, but he must have experienced something very unnatural.
We continue moving down.
Let him.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. We continue moving down as we wondered what had been up with Akuro.
He only teleported, according to him, and Sekimeiya was the trigger. Do you believe him?
I'm not sure. It probably was caused by the Sekimeiya in some way. But right before that point, it didn't have any effect on us. I thought early that maybe he had just traveled a few seconds to the past, which would have been unnoticeable.
Oh, that's true. But he still said he appeared on the crystal floor, so I think he would have noticed it. And we should have seen him.
Yeah, maybe the shock stopped him from thinking properly. I don't know. I also wonder why he didn't show himself if he was right there the whole time and saw us. And there's still the fact that if he really touched the Sekimeiya, we shouldn't have seen it behind the glass in the cabinet, like the glass that spins. Sekimeiya
What if?
behind the glass.
Yeah, it's all really strange.
I'm already doubting what I said regarding the Sekimeiya's disappearance. I said that if Nami's killer had taken her key, they would have waited before taking the Sekimeiya.
Talking, yeah. I was like, hey, what's up, Sekimeiya? I was doing... Can you travel me back to the past?
Sekimeiya, what?
Kill yourself, Kate. Kill yourself,
Oh,
Kate.
you're so goddamn.
Oh my god, I am hatching! I said okay. I said if Nami's killer had taken the key, they would have waited before taking the Sekimeiya. They wouldn't have done it if we'd all been searching on the crystal floor. That's slightly flawed, though. If Sai and Akira had taken the key, they would have waited too.
Yeah.
Cool story, bro.
They would have kept the key until a better chance came.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Bless you.
Right?
Bless you.
Bless you.
But instead, the Sekimeiya was taken while the search was going on. Why? There has to be a reason why they didn't wait. After all, the fact that it happened during the search is very strange. It means that nobody who searched could have done it. How did they do it? Whoever hid the Sekimeiya took advantage of the search to appear clean. They didn't wait for a calmer time.
...
It's so confusing. It's so confusing. People in both hallways don't work together when I wasn't looking, but is that really it? It doesn't make any sense. They rushed to hide the Sekimeiya in the storeroom, but they didn't rush to make sure to take it out of the cabinet the next time we left the crystal floor. In fact, it should still be there. God, I don't want to base this... baseless? Baseless.
Baselessly.
Baselessly.
It's not based, everyone. Baselessly suspect everyone. But I don't know how else to approach this. I can't read today. Just like any other day.
Okay, Atsuki. You're just trying to be careful. I wish I could be more help.
We arrived at the crystal floor. If the hiding culprit wasn't nearby, we must have been the only people. It was fainter, but as we walked down the last staircase, we could still perceive the smell from
spoke in the
earlier.
chat. Hold on. Somebody said something. Who is this? Hello, if you're still there. Let me see. This is someone completely new. I haven't seen this person before. Let me see. This is someone completely new. I haven't seen this. It's Valves, by the way. They said, "Hey, what's up?"
Yeah.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, what's
Hey,
up?
my
Yo,
man.
Say what's
my
up,
man.
everyone.
Junpei, dude.
Thank you for talking in my chat, my friend. Hope you're enjoying the stream if you're still there. Anyway, who reads this? Did you guys read this?
I
we
reread it.
Okay. And read this.
Perhaps because nothing about it made sense, we instinctively went to check the second Naomi body, the place where Akuro had remained.
I don't think anything's different here.
It looks the same. Someone must have locked her inside, and that was the sound we heard.
If so, then the culprit should have still been somewhere while we searched.
Oh, when we heard the sound, we all went out. Oops. We all went out of the event room toward hallway A. From there, we could see the staircase and the elevator, so we know nobody ran up a floor after that. If the person responsible expected that and quickly entered the event room from hallway B, just behind us, even though we still don't know how it works, they might have been able to use the Sekimeiya to escape. We'd locked the cabinet, but still possible.
It supposedly made Akuro travel later, so that could be right. It might just be inconsistent regarding when it actually does something.
But then the culprit wouldn't have relied on it to escape. If they used it, they must have known how to trigger it properly.
The spun glass in the cabinet.
Yeah.
Did you... Are you gonna read
Yes.
that?
I did.
You did not.
Yeah, I did.
No, you did not.
I did.
Inferno, did he read this line?
Inferno is gone.
Inferno's god! It's fucking useless. Okay, well, that's right.
As the conversation had once again shifted to Sekimeiya's mechanics, we walked to the center of the floor.
Oh god.
We entered through hallway B and found ourselves in the empty space, only shared by the covered cabinet. Dark scenery always reminded us that we'd been victims of an attack, and one that was most likely far from over. I walked up to the cabinet as I spoke.
Do you still have the key?
No, it must still be on the bed, assuming nobody picked it up. I didn't want to just put it back in my purse.
So, what might have been the only way to lock the cabinet could have been in anyone's possession. I raised the curtain, hoping to finally get more information on what the Sekimeiya could really do. However, instead of helping us piece things together, it appeared the curtain was only covering more questions. Behind it, the glass only protected the cushion as the Sekimeiya once again disappeared. They spun the glass too hard.
Yeah, the glass has been spun. It's no longer here now.
Is this game about bottle spinning?
It's not here. Didn't you see it just before we went up?
I did. I even touched it.
Then was Akira just acting? He could have easily taken it out.
Unless we assume an unknown culprit is still somehow here, it was him. He did tell us to leave him alone, but I have no idea why he'd want to hide it. This question still pisses me off. Why would anyone hide the Sekimeiya? There's nothing to gain from it because we can always find it by just searching thoroughly.
There might have been another reason. For example, what if instead of hiding it, what they were trying to do is to remove it from the cabinet?
Why are you
Moving it? Oh,
smiling?
because the temperature?
Maybe. The first time we found it inside a cabinet maybe the first time we found it inside a cabinet that could keep it cool but it wasn't powered on, so it might be related to that.
Why is she smiling?
That's just how she is, man.
Yeah, she's happy to solve fucking burger.
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 Borgar. Ramurezerverentine. They could just unplug
What
this
up?
cabinet, which would be much harder to notice. By moving it, they also exposed themselves in front of the cameras.
I looked behind just in case, and the cabinet's plug was still inserted into the outlet.
They're American, so they don't know what an electricity is, that's why.
True.
The real culprit is the United States.
The cameras make me think that because that the culprit doesn't mind being seen. It makes sense if it had always been Akro, because by hiding the Sekimeiya now, he's leaving himself as the only suspect.
But to accomplish everything, he must have made use of the Sekimeiya's powers multiple times and still did his best to always hide from us. Whoever the culprit is, why do they care so much about not being seen by us but aren't fazed by the cameras?
Give me a second. There we go. Yeah, they must have caused a power outage in the security room, but all that did was stop us from looking at the recordings. The cameras are still working, so once everyone outside can get in, they'll be able to look at everything.
It might just be that they're confident in their plan. They intend to vanish as soon as Ashia might enter this place. Even if they figure out who they were, they'd still be gone and hard to catch. The fact that they're trying hard to avoid being seen might indicate that we know them. If they're making use of the Sekimeiya, understand how it works, and are creating an alibi for themselves, we could just restrain them for the rest of the time if we figure out who they are. It's like they're hiding the Sekimeiya while also hiding themselves thanks to it. And at the same time, the fact that Akro is the main suspect could mean that he isn't responsible. Every other action performed by the culprit has managed to keep their identity hidden, but this would directly point at it. Even though Kate has always looked like the most suspicious person, he could have accomplished almost everything through normal means. At no point was it necessary for him to use the Sekimeiya for anything. It's very likely that the culprit has been making use of it to stay out of sight and remain less suspicious.
So the blame just falls on Kate.
I doubt it's just that. He's still hiding a bunch of things for sure, regarding the Sekimeiya, the attic, and the way we got trapped. For now, since while we're here, we could go try to find the Sekimeiya. The others must be questioning Akuro, and well, where we are, there aren't many places to hide it. If we find it, we could learn something important. If Akro didn't do it, it means that someone else took advantage of him being distracted.
It could have been a hiding culprit, but Sai and Kato were actually viable suspects too, as they claimed to have been in the living room while we'd been occupied by an impossible recording. They would have had just enough time.
Or would you prefer to go back to the attic? Sorry, I just dragged you all the way down here without asking you. Being alone could be dangerous, so we could go back if you want.
No, I'd like to look for it. We were going to look through hallway B, so let's start with that. If you figure out how the Sekimeiya appeared in the storeroom, you might be able to find out who did it.
I nodded. It was possible Corporate remained around, but they could have easily left already, and it wasn't our goal to begin full search of the building. We intended to find the Sekimeiya, which was more likely to be on the crystal floor.
Which room do we start with?
Shouldn't matter. I think that's the first one Akaro looked through.
We walked to room B3 in silence. It was undeniable that staying put somewhere was much safer than being there by ourselves. No one had died, and we were up against an elusive culprit. We even heard that bizarre recording just minutes ago, but we were trying to understand what happened to what. We were trying to understand what had happened to the second man. Why is reading so hard?
I know, right?
After all, it had made me travel through time. We hadn't spoken about it at length, but it wasn't evident both of us wanted to understand how it worked. We opened the door and entered without high hopes. I started with the rightmost cabinet. Only a few of them could be opened, but there was always space behind and under them, making it a considerably lengthy process. Just as I thought, Shiro spoke. Just I thought that, Shiro.
Wait, it's here.
I turned around abruptly. Shiro was looking inside the cabinet she started with. I approached her, thinking that perhaps I'd misheard.
Do you mean the Sekimeiya?
Yeah, look, it's under the cushion, and there are a lot of space beneath it too. I thought I saw a slight bump, so I checked.
Oh god, the Sekimeiya was on her.
We're gonna time travel again. I bet.
I spotted it when I got close. Shiro had removed the cushion with the gems, which had uncovered the space beneath it. There, the second Maya had been hidden.
So, once again, out of all the places to choose from, they chose to hide in a room with security cameras.
We got used to our searches not ending as desired, so such a quick result threw me off.
It must not have been here for very long. What do we do? Do you want to try to activate it?
The last time, it worked right after it had been hidden. It's obvious that the culprit is behind this, so by learning how it works, we might be able to understand a few things.
That's true, but won't it be dangerous? You saw how Akara reacted.
I felt fine the last time. I also touched it before going to the attic and nothing happened, so it's possible it won't be any different now.
It might have been dangerous, but I wanted to know if going to the past was surely achievable. I felt overwhelmed by the simple looking object I had in front of me.
I see. Try it then.
そうか。だが、やってみましょう。If it works, I'll go back to the past again. If that happens, it means I might already be outside the door, waiting for the past me to travel. Assuming that's the case, I'll come in as soon as I disappear to meet back up with you. Keep looking at the Sekimeiya in case it changes colors.
Alright. What?
Look at her eyebrow.
Nah, she's not really hitting the rock.
No, nah, man.
Yeah, Kate.
Kate, no.
Kate is the one.
I mean, obviously,
Kate's
Kate
the one
is
hitting it.
better, but you know, I think she's still doing a pretty good job here.
Was another version of me right outside the room? If we went to look and that version acted surprised to be found, assuming the past can be changed and only looked at from a different perspective, it'd mean that I'd have to travel to the past and recreate a fake reaction. Which I think was ridiculous, though. If you wanted to check outside that version, me would know that we'd done and would hide accordingly. It was pointless to even try, as we didn't know if the travel would work in the first place.
I'll touch it. If nothing happens, let's bring it upstairs. Leaving in the cabinet would just provide the culprit with another opportunity to hide it, assuming it wasn't Akro's doing.
Yeah, I'll wait here. I'm a little scared to touch it, but I think it's better if one of us stays here.
I agree.
I stretched
Oh,
my I stretched my arm towards it. Hesitant about what was about to happen, Shiro kept slowly walking backward while I shortened the distance between my hand and the Sekimeiya. As soon as I made the slightest physical contact with it, I felt a ridiculous painful burn on my fingers that didn't last even a split second until I was somewhere else.
Wh-
What? Where
we're in
are
the
we?
camera room. We're in the camera
Kate's
room.
Oh,
Yeah.
before I could comprehend that it had worked, I fell to the floor and hurt myself. Disoriented, I looked around me. It took me a few seconds to recognize where I was. In front of me were blank screens, and my surroundings were overall dim. It was the security room. My pose had also changed. I had appeared in front of the desk and had immediately fallen backward, hitting my back on the chair.
What the fuck? Was I sitting?
That was what it had felt like. I'd been sitting on top of nothing, which had resulted in my fall. Truly, the second May has quite the humor.
Yeah. You pulled a fast one on us.
It's like,
I saw.
you know how, like, pull the chair out of someone's, like, waiting at
Yeah.
the last second while
Yeah,
they're about to
yeah,
sit?
that's what
Exactly
the
what the
second May
Sekimeiya
did.
Kind of based,
I
not
s-
gonna lie.
I sighed and stood up. If it had worked again, and that time I had appeared in the security room. And that time I had appeared in the security. It had worked again, and that time I had appeared in the security. I was about to exit the place when I realized that I had a much smarter option. I dragged the chair right knocked away back to its place and sat on it. Then I moved the mouse around to power on the screens. Oh,
Now he's gonna be gaming.
he's gonna play Sonic
Play some
Adventure,
League of
guys.
Yeah, he's playing
Legends.
Sonic.
He's gonna play
Gonna
Sonic
finish Sonic
Adventure.
Is that-
Mania.
He's like, I hate mysteries. I hate the Sekimeiya. Screw this tower. He locks himself in there. He's like, alright, bro, time to game.
You guys
Sonic
get the
Adventure.
broom closet ending. The broom closet ending was my favorite.
They all lit up at
I
once,
hope
which
your
made me
friends find
squint,
disconcerting.
and which made me squint momentarily.
Hmm.
The large desktop appeared, but I only directed my gaze at the tower, the lower right side of the middle screen.
Oh, shit.
11:10 was the time that I saw.
So
We went
this is
back
6 minutes
6
before we
minutes
met at the
before Akara was found. Yeah.
I really go back to the past once again. This is confirmation that I wasn't going crazy. The last time we checked the time, Sai said it was 11:36, and he already confirmed to me that his time is the same as this computer's. And that means to me that after that point, 15 more minutes passed until I tested the second minute, which means that I went approximately 40 minutes into the past. 40 minutes, twice the last amount. Is that
Hold
a
on.
coincidence?
If we use it over and over
I
and
have-
over and over again, can we go back to before the
I
soul
have to see
ceremony?
something.
Wait, can we go back to end Thanksgiving?
Yes.
I gotta. Oh,
Oh god.
Yes,
I have a theory,
Let's go. Let's
but
a game theory.
a game theory. But this might be really dumb because I can't visually prove my theory at the moment. But what if? What if? Akuro is just Atsuki from the really, really, really far away future. Because I think they look similar, right?
They do look similar.
They have like the same hairstyle and they have the same eye color, I think.
Oh my god, it's Zenomina Okay, I got some.
Yep. I'm gonna stop coming to your to this gaming session if you keep mentioning Yumineko.
It's because of you. I say it because it offends you. Anyway, this is a Fate Stay Night reference. Like, Akuro is like, you should chill yourself. Now, it's like the fucking archer. He's Emiya.
Yeah.
And then Asuki's the protagonist. Actually, yeah, their names are quite similar too. When you think about
I don't know. It's probably just me rambling, but like,
I can see it being true. Hold on. Karo meaning Japanese. And Saki
no.
meaning Japanese.
No, I don't think they have the same eye color.
I'm looking at it. I'm gonna look at it right now.
I'm looking at their sprites on TV tropes, and I don't see. No, they don't have the same eye
look up
color.
anything.
I'm looking just at the sprites.
So what's
Okay, they don't have the same eye color. Okay, I am trolling,
Contact
but he has the
lenses.
same. He has the same color as Akuro. Akuro has the same eye color as Erina.
Huh. Okay, Akuro's his father. Young.
No, Akuro is younger than Erina.
Sugar mommy. Okay, I think that's enough.
Yeah, enough theory crafting.
Enough
Go
theory
ahead.
crafting. One thing I can say is that Karo does mean road, path, route. So you could say that it's like the path of Atsuki. Just
No, I think I was probably. I think I was probably trolling.
yeah, we probably were trolling, but I think we should still keep it in mind because it could lead to like a funny moment. Anyway,
Actually, Zento, you want to alternate since this is gonna be 7 here doing protagonist?
Yeah, sure.
what?
Me and Zen are gonna alternate narrating, and you just do the protagonist.
Okay.
Yeah.
Read.
Do I read
Zen?
this? Okay, I
Yes.
wasn't sure if this is we're going. Okay, it could just be that the amount of time traveled is also determined randomly. I thought earlier that this could be the case with the location you go to, but given I appeared sitting down right in front of this desk, there must be more to that. At this point in time, I should be on the 5th floor with Shiroya at 11:20. We were all inside the event room after regrouping, discussing the elevator movements. When he heard a noise. That's right, I can attempt to see who made it, and most importantly, what happened to Naomi. Oh, we're supposed to switch, I forgot, my bad.
Yeah, it's fine. I started getting tense. It was possible a murder was about to occur. We deemed the bathroom empty before searching the other floors, and I was in the time room where the second Naomi had died. I exited the security room slowly. We searched through the whole floor before going up, so there shouldn't be a hiding culprit. However, the elevator movement still remained unexplained. Someone hadn't found the crystal floor while we'd been investigating the others. Could I even consider preventing Naomi's death? If casual loops or how time travel worked, I wouldn't be able to. Did I have a way to be sure though? Even though what had happened the first time pointed at the idea that modifying the past wouldn't happen, the only way I could learn that certainly was by attempting it. Seven, can you get your cursor out of there? It's very distracting.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you, Seven.
Incidentally, by attempting to change the past, I was putting myself at risk. We hadn't found dead bodies, so I could. Oh my god!
Stop ghosting me.
We hadn't found my dead body, so I could feel a bit calm in that regard. However, my actions could alter the past. That would be invalid. Should I be worried about that? If I trip to... Alright, me, it's you.
Yeah. Should I be worried about that? If I try to prevent Naomi's death and subsequently die for it, that could make my time travel an impossibility and lead into an obvious paradox. How would the universe handle that? Would it even allow it? Maybe anything I try to change the past will be completely futile. I just have to wait and see what I can do. From hallway A, I saw people walking down the stairs. I quickly ran toward the lobby, knowing that they wouldn't see me.
Wait, this is just Steins Gate.
Yeah, this is your standard.
It's Shiroya equals Kurisu confirmed. They took out a red-haired girl with racism and turned her into a blue-haired girl with pronouns.
They've already come, so the elevator movements have already occurred. It's possible Naomi's already dead. Did I appear too late to see what happened? I moved to hallway B. I knew we'd surely enter the event room through the opposite door, so I'd be safe there. Will they really not see me? I went 40 minutes into the past, and even though nobody claimed to have seen me, it appears I was always on this floor. I approached the bathroom slowly, trying to not make any sound. In the middle of the hallway, though, I noticed that something important hadn't happened yet. The door, it's open. We found the bathroom door locked, and inside it had been Naomi's body. Since it hadn't been locked yet, something was bound to happen if I just watched from a distance.
Dude, shit is about to go down.
Unfortunately, the door was only very slightly open, so I couldn't see inside.
I kept moving and entered the cleaning room, which would provide me with the best view of the bathrooms without being spotted. A little paranoid, I looked behind me to make sure there was no one else there. Who's going to appear? Will I be able to see the culprit's identity? Naomi might also show up at any moment, but from where? This floor was empty, and the following ones up to the attic were just investigated too. Maybe whoever's about to appear will time travel from the future if they hadn't been in the attic the whole time. It's unlikely anyone exited the attic through the main door. Given the footprints, even though the elevator should have been the one on the 5th floor, it was all below the 3rd. Someone from the attic could have called it, arrived here, and then sent it back up empty. That'd fall into place with what Sai heard. It also means that person must now be on this floor. And most importantly, that Shiro and I missed the elevator sound 3 times. Do I accept this as a possibility? What, did we fall asleep or something? What was that?
I kept watching for a few minutes. Eventually, the indistinct voice I'd been hearing faded away, indicating that the group had gone to the event. It has to happen at any point. We did hear a noise, and the door hasn't been locked yet. I remained motionless, peeking through the small gap of the door. Was I about to witness murder? Did I see a person popping into existence out of nowhere? Where would they go then?
Oh god, do we lock the door here?
Nah, it's not us. It can't be us.
The second Omi
Have
isn't
an
dead
idea,
yet.
we'll see.
Wait, it may be us. Maybe we were waiting for somebody to appear, but nobody appeared, and we realized, oh shit, we have to get these people's attention here.
That's what I was thinking
Like,
too. If
yeah.
you don't lock the door, then people will keep looking on to the other rooms before they reach her, I guess. And then Kaatsuki's gonna be busted.
Yeah, the past will change.
Yeah,
No,
we don't
it
want
will
the
create a
past to change,
paradox.
So he's the person who locks the door. Okay.
Probably.
That's what I was thinking too, but I don't know, I thought it would kind of sound dumb, so I didn't say anything.
If the
Let me
second
read
Omi
this.
isn't dead... no! If the second Omi isn't dead yet, both her and the corporate have to come. One of them is accounted for given the elevator movements, but what about the other one? Or were both of them responsible for the elevator trips? The vertical continued magical all sorts of scenarios, it began. Naomi was coming from hallway C.
No way. Dude, I haven't seen her sprite in years. There she is. Should I show myself?
I forgot how she even looked like.
Yeah, I know. I remember how she looked like. I just didn't. I just didn't know. She didn't have this pose before. This is a new sprite alert, by the way. New sprite alert. New sprite alert.
New sprite alert. Look at this sprite to become funny.
I've hired this.
I have this Atsuki to look at the Naomi.
I couldn't decide if this was a good idea. Naomi, I'm trying to sneak her. Sure, yeah. I'm trying to sneak around. That dummy thing. And the clap of my ass keeps alerting Naomi. I couldn't decide if this was a good idea. There was still no culprit to be found, so I chose to hold off.
Dun, 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 dun.
Akaro's description of Naomi's face came short of the expression she was wearing. She was very visibly terrified, breathing heavily, moving oddly, and stopping in place every few seconds. Even though I was a fair distance away, I saw pure distress all over her. What had she experienced? Did she know her dead body had been found? Was she, perhaps, aware of what would happen to her? She must have traveled to the past at least once, or her own existence wouldn't make sense. Finally. Oh, no, sorry.
That's fine. Finally, after a very long grid that seemed to give her some confidence, she did what I thought she'd do. She headed towards the bathroom.
And then she's gonna hang herself there.
She opened the woman's locked and looked inside it. It appears she was searching for something, and given she didn't look around very much, it might have been a person. Quickly, something caught her attention inside the other bathroom. I couldn't know what it was, but as she placed her hand on the doorknob, her stains gave way that she was wary of lay behind the door.
Is this a third Naomi then?
Holy shit.
What if this is there's a corpse in there right now, and Naomi opens it and she sees herself and she's like, "Oh shit!"
Wait.
Think about
If-
it. They would not get rid of this character that they beautifully crafted so much sprites for, right? This has to be a third one. They would not just kill her off like that, or rather.
Wait, does that mean that if we touch the Sekimeiya, it creates copies of dead people?
I don't
More
think so.
copies?
No, I think it just like creates a copy of you back into the past, and this probably can be done an infinite amount of times.
This is so the dead corpses must be from the future. It wouldn't make sense.
Yeah.
The one that's alive.
It's
Wait.
probably the initial one then.
No, let me think about this for a second. I was just on a good place. I was thinking, the present, the future. Okay, the reason why the current one has to be the present one, and the corpses have to be from the future, is because if the alive person was from the future and the corpses were now the present, that person must have died, right? So the person time traveling from the future to the past should die.
That makes sense. The corpses are from the future, and she is going to become those corpses. Does that make sense?
Something, I don't know. Let's just go. This is something. I'm really interested. I want to see what's happening. I hadn't seen anything strange happening in the bathroom since I'd begun watching. Was it possible that someone had been there the whole time? Ami opened the door carefully, keeping her guard as high as it could have been. I bit my lip tightly. When the door was open, she looked inside. Since the knob was on the left, it was impossible for me to see what she'd seen, but her attention slightly lowered once she saw the contents of the little room. At the same time, mine increased, as I knew what must have been about to happen. I was too far to hear her, but she was speaking. Someone had really been inside the bathroom the entire time. Did it make sense? That person must have been the source of the elevator movements. So where had Naomi come from? She didn't have the attic key, and she couldn't have come from the future either, as that was about to become impossible. Out of nowhere, Naomi's body was pulled from the inside. I felt as if my heart had been pulled alongside her. I couldn't see her anymore, and two people were in the bathroom, their figures hidden from me.
I probably never had the chance to stop it, and the camera must have at least caught the image of her murderer. But during a few seconds, I was pathetically scared without being in danger. I knew that the life of a person was being taken right from me. Despite my future knowledge and advantageous position, I hadn't done anything to prevent it. I'd been thinking that at least the culprit would have to escape in front of me until I realized how inhuman that was. The universe wouldn't allow me to change the past. That was ridiculous. And if anything, it was proving me with a way to do it. I ran toward the bathroom as fast as I could. I definitely still had time to change the past. It wasn't too late. I could trap the culprit inside, and I must have been changing the past. I must have been changing the past in some way, as I wouldn't let them escape.
So, are we gonna lock the door to trap the culprit in?
I think there's going to be no.
Oh! But that thought instantly vanished when I heard a sound in
Should that
front
be
of me.
me? Should that be me? Or
Oh, alright, you.
yeah. Before I could get to the bathroom, the door was forcefully shut from the inside and then locked. Then I recognized the sound as soon as I heard it. It was the one we'd heard from the event room. How? It should have been impossible. The culprit was still inside. However, I didn't have time to think about it. Faster than I'd ever run, I dashed off to the stairs, knowing that in less than a couple of seconds, Erina's gaze would seal off the entire floor. I made it. Oh, sorry.
Oh, it's fine. I made it before I was spotted only because I reacted fast enough, but it didn't make any sense. We were going to search through the entire floor and find no culprit? Were Aaron and Isla going to let them escape? If so, I was about to see it, and since I was one floor higher, I could hear the elevator too, which was on the crystal floor.
Once again, I waited, watching over the stairs from afar. However, a couple of minutes later, nobody had gone up. We must have already been next to the locked door, and we would only find Naomi inside. The way we'd coordinated ourselves back then had been effective. That meant that Erina and Isla had prevented me from going down and seeing what happened to Akira, which was also something I'd want to find out. So, by rushing to the door, I didn't change anything. That had always happened, and yet we didn't find out the culprit who should have been inside. It's what I thought. The past won't change. As soon as I determined that I was going to do it, I was blocked off from succeeding. Of course, before concluding anything, I have to verify that they truly didn't find the culprit and that everything is happening as I remember. But this means that something happened to the culprit. Did they go back to the past before we found them? They locked the door as soon as I approached it, so they must have escaped after that point. There's a big problem. Sekimeiya is currently in the event room. It's clear that under some circumstances it does make you travel to the past, but the culprit couldn't have used it unless we're severely misunderstanding how it works.
If touching it physically is a requirement to travel, the culprit inside the bathroom couldn't have used it. Is there any way to get around that? For example, since we had inspected the whole floor earlier, it's very likely that the culprit appeared from the future. Could they have brought the Sekimeiya with them and then used it to escape from the bathroom? I don't know how that would be possible. The Sekimeiya is the cause of the travel, so you shouldn't be able to travel with it. So then, what method could they have used to disappear like that? Why did they kill Naomi? And while we're at it, who the fuck is this person?
Someone who will travel to the past. We have that person. Akira. He's about to travel to the past right now. For some reason, we won't find him again until later. Did he have any way to escape the bathroom? Was he the one who shot and locked the door before I reached it? My whole body was still tense, and I hadn't stopped biting my lip. I couldn't get the thought that I'd let Naomi die out of my head. How is that even possible, though? She had died twice.
It's not gonna be the last time she dies. Trust me.
I made him plan in my head. If Akira was the culprit, he must have been who had hidden the Sekimeiya while we'd been in the attic. We'd walk up in a few minutes, and I knew for a fact that we wouldn't look through every floor. Excuse me. So, as long as I hid myself in the partition, I wouldn't be seen. Afterwards, I could go down again and see who hid the Sekimeiya. Once more, I have the chance to see the culprit firsthand. And if Akira had been telling the truth, I would see him for sure, as he told that he'd seen us inspecting the floor. Ow! I bit my tongue.
Akuro got to him. Akuro, the curse of Akuro.
First of all, I bit my tongue. Shut up. I recalled the movement downstairs. Everyone on the island had seen place watching the path between the floors while the rest of us had moved back and forth between the two rooms with their individual Naomis. Eventually, after exiting the event room, we lost track of Akuro. We searched through the whole floor after that, and I couldn't attempt to repeat that myself. I waited out a short time before I would have a safe way down. After 4 or 5 minutes, I saw the group coming to the stairs. We were going to the attic, which confirmed that Erina and Ida really hadn't gone anywhere. They had definitely been watching. I dashed into the partition to avoid being seen. Oh, my bad.
It's fine. Oh, it's you again. You're good. Oh, it's me
Is
again.
that- You know?
When the group was gone, I slowly stepped out. Nobody could have passed after them. I had been watching the glass from the second partition.
The spun glass?
Oh god,
Yep.
I was gonna make that joke.
The crystal floor was isolated, and according to what Akira told us, he had to be there. I moved down. I couldn't do an optimal search, being only one person, but I should have been able to find someone who wasn't deliberately hiding from me. Akira had said that he'd only teleported. Regardless of the veracity of that, he had to still be on the floor. I opened the door to the elevator, revealing its barren interior. Next, I look at the bathrooms, which only contain Naomi's body, the way I remembered having left it, not yet covered by a curtain. That seemed to confirm that I was truly reliving something I'd already lived from a different perspective. Akira had said that he hadn't gone any floors. So, even though I couldn't keep track of the entire floor, if I didn't see him, it would strongly imply that he'd been lying.
I began looking through every room. I'd seen other people do it, but I'd never personally been the one to inspect. I felt my search was a little paradoxical. If Akira was in one of the rooms, he would see me even though he hadn't mentioned it. Despite that, I continued. Cleaning and staff room were empty, and so were the first few quests of the room. Once I entered the event room, I saw the Sekimeiya still there, giving away that it'd soon be moved. I continued with the remaining rooms at hallway B, which all appeared empty. Even though Akira's body was the biggest of all of us, it could still fit inside the cabinet. It was ridiculous to think he might have hidden one, but I couldn't ignore them because of that.
Sounds like a good idea to get into another
Two.
room and watch the
Me.
event.
What the hell is this
Zen.
for?
Me?
You. Man.
No, it's the hallway.
Man.
After the mechanical room, I began the hallway A search. A few minutes later, I confirmed that it was fully vacant. I knew how suspicious that was. Surely, if Akira was there and wasn't up to anything, he would have been drawn by the noise. I should have seen him. Had he seen me all by myself and avoided me? If so, he must have known that I'd been about to travel to the past when he'd seen me and Troy heading downstairs, since we told him that we'd all stayed together the whole time. If he'd hidden the Sekimeiya, we would have given away that we were about to find. Despite that, he hadn't stopped or questioned us.
I moved to the cleaning room again, knowing that Akira would eventually enter the men's bathroom. Immediately, I noticed two things. One, the bathroom's door, it looked exactly like it had when we'd come back down. We'd seen that it looked different from how we'd left it. Second thing I noticed was that I'd been responsible for it. I had looked inside it and left the door slightly more open than it had been. What the hell's up with that bathroom? I knew Akira would be inside it in a few minutes, but that door threw me for a loop. Unable to piece together what was happening, I stood still, waiting for what was about to occur. So I had looked at the time at Akira's request, and at that point it had been 11:36.
After the time I taken to investigate every room, I didn't have to wait very long before I saw the others appearing from the other side of hallway C. They had just searched every upper floor after visiting the attic for the first time. They noticed the difference with the bathrooms and went to check it. Inside, they saw Okuro. I couldn't just throw out that he entered, but the position of the door indicated otherwise. Something very strange had been going on inside that small room.
After a bit, Sai turned around and headed toward the event room at the same time that Shiroya went to grab a curtain. I reacted fast enough to avoid being seen, but I hadn't anticipated it. Regardless, everything was happening just as I'd lived it. What had happened to Akram? The truth might have been behind his strange words, his lack of time travel. When he disappeared from our side, we hadn't been able to find him. Before that point, Naomi's killer had also vanished completely from the bathroom. Nakuro, who had been found there, claimed to have only teleported. Properly piercing all that together must have revealed the truth or formed another piece to place somewhere. But despite thinking that, I couldn't decide whether to suspect him or not, because I still didn't fully understand the way Sekimeiya worked, and because the little I knew was contradicted by everything I'd witnessed from my new point of view.
After my pal went to check the Sekimeiya, everyone but Okuro left. I saw Ayla and Shiroya persons and they were oblivious to what they were carrying. No matter how much I thought about the abnormal death of the second homie, the recording that the photo was about to hear has remained in the back of my mind. Being abandoned inside the building for a month, buying into some trick, falling into disarray along with Shiroya. The last thing I wanted was to be a victim of any of that. From that spot, I kept watching. I knew the Sekimeiya would be moved before Shiro and I returned. The cleaning room provided me with a way to look at the Akuro by listening to the event room in the room I traveled from it. If either door was open, I was fairly certain I'd hear it. With a bit more than 10 minutes, I reached my present. What? I reached my present?
He is so.
Like his present self.
Oh. In a bit more than 10 minutes, I reached my present self and meet up with Troy again. I still had an important chance to understand what was going on. So my thoughts fixated on the culprit, the person responsible for everything. Actually, you know what? 7, read.
7, read.
The incident, the 2 murders, and hiding of the Sekimeiya. At first, since we hadn't known what the Sekimeiya had been capable of, we'd heavily considered that someone else had remained trapped with us and that they'd been the main culprit. However, that was no longer concrete. The culprit had used the Sekimeiya and possessed knowledge of it. I'd been pretty sure of that already, but seeing them vanish from the bathroom had been a pretty strong confirmation. They knew what they were doing, and they were consciously escaping from us. Well, it was possible that a 9th person was present. Thanks to the Sekimeiya, it wasn't necessarily the case. Everything that the culprit, in quotation marks, had done could have been done by one of us as long as they had the knowledge of the Sekimeiya's mechanics. Sai had said before that, perhaps, Kate had been the original discoverer of the Sekimeiya. He could have been the one aware of how it worked. However, it continuously told us to keep it in the cabinet while it had been taken out 3 times already. The power outage, hiding the Sekimeiya in the storeroom, the 2 killings of Naomi, and whatever might have happened in the attic. I still couldn't explain any of that, but something odd happened in every one of those instances, meaning that the person responsible must have deliberately used the Sekimeiya to their advantage. So then...
10?
So, alright,
Is
sorry. Sorry. So then, who were they? What was their purpose? I never stopped asking myself the last question. Why had they needed to kill Naomi? Did their bizarre plan involve trapping us inside the building for the next few weeks? There's no way they could accomplish that, I kept reassuring myself. However, it was undeniable that they must have been recorded on camera, and by somehow keeping the exit shut, they'd prevent the outside from looking at them. That could have had a lot to do with the access denied message that had appeared at the same time the footage had stopped being recognized. Even though it was clear that Kate was the most suspicious person around us, they didn't say among us, by the way. They said around us.
They know.
He had kept getting more suspicious by the second. That was what made me hesitant. I continued waiting, and around 11:50 I'd traveled to the pass, and before that, the Sekimeiya would be stolen, and Akira would leave. At least I could be calm where I was. I knew Shiroi and I hadn't entered the cleaning room. Like before, the minutes kept passing and nothing changed. I couldn't see Akira inside the bathroom, but I knew he was still there. He'd also told us that he'd spent the entire time inside until he departed to the attic. Even though I knew I'd heard it, I kept glancing at the other side of the hallway every once in a while. If Akira would be responsible for the Sekimeiya's disappearance, though, he'd have to move it first. I didn't know what I was about to see, but in the meantime, the floor was completely silent. There was no traces of anyone else, and Akira didn't appear to have been lying for the time being. A few more. Oh, this is not me actually. Inferno.
Alright.
Go.
No, I'm sorry.
Sorry, I also
Bad.
forgot.
A few more minutes passed. Our past selves were occupied with listening to the recording. However, down on the crystal floor, nothing happened. There wasn't a lot more time until we'd appear, but I knew for sure Akira would first exit the bathroom. Or was that necessarily the case? Hadn't I just experienced someone vanishing from the same bathroom? I started to feel uncertain, but that sensation quickly disappeared. About 8 minutes after the group had disappeared, Akira did, in fact, leave the bathroom. He looked tired and still a bit groggy. After breathing deeply, he walked off towards the stairs and disappeared from my field of vision. For my FOV, guys. We told him the elevator wouldn't be functional, so he went up by 2 foot. That meant Shiroi and I were about to head down. Similarly, the second man was about to be stolen.
No, that's the
Even-
7.
Oh, my bad.
Similarly,
7, go.
The Sekimeiya was about to be stolen. Keeping an eye on hallway B, I moved toward the bathroom, as I still felt something was off with it. I quickly saw the big curtain on the floor that Shibuya had brought for Naomi. The culprit had disappeared from the inside, and Akro might have appeared in the same place. I thought that someone could only travel by making physical contact with the Sekimeiya, so I was interested to see if that could have somehow been possible from the bathroom. There weren't many places to check. I looked in the toilet, in the water tank, and in the garbage can. I couldn't find anything of importance. No Sekimeiya that had traveled from the future, and nothing that indicated how the culprit had disappeared from the inside. Only the Sekimeiya could have made the culprit disappear, and there was no way it had vanished through the toilet. Did you check though?
You didn't check.
Though?
Did they flush it? No.
Did they flush it? Real ass question. I was just about to bring up the toilet, by the way. Atsuki is literally me. Open toilet seat, I was about to say. I was checking the bathroom about 20 minutes after the culprit had escaped it, but that shouldn't have mattered. When we'd first discovered Naomi's body, nobody could have removed anything. I was the only person to even set foot inside. Thus, then, once we started moving by the floor, Erna and Dyla had always kept watching from the stairs, so it would have been impossible.
Once the group had moved to the attic, I'd quickly come back from the second floor and open the door to see if Akira had been present. During that time, there had been a few seconds where somebody could have tampered with the bathroom's interior, but since we'd just searched through the entire floor, they must have traveled from the future, which was very unlikely.
Hey Zen, isn't this just an audiobook?
I guess.
Like somebody could listen to the stream as an audiobook when you think about it.
Yes.
The Seven Cognito fucking Toho gaming podcast. Anyway.
Is this me?
I think it's me. Hold on.
You said I
Hold
could
on.
justify.
Where did I leave? I said which is I could justify it like that, but there was hardly any chance of it. After that, I'd check every room on the floor. Someone could have entered the bathroom at that time, but the door hadn't moved when I'd returned to the cleaning room, and I thought it would have been opened wider if someone had gone through it. So it was very likely that the state of the bathroom was identical to how it'd been when we found Naomi's body, and that there had been nothing that could have allowed the culprit to escape. If you could travel back in time and bring the Sekimeiya with you, they could have disappeared with it from the bathroom, but nothing indicated that that was possible. The key to what had happened been removed by Akro? Whatever it had been, had he left the bathroom with it just then? I'd seen his hands when he'd walked out, and they'd been empty. Besides that, he only had a couple of small pockets in his pants.
Out of the blue, I heard someone while I'd still been watching Hallway B. As I was something surprised me since I knew someone else must have been around to hide the Sekimeiya. Trying not to announce my presence, I stare at the hallway, knowing that it couldn't yet have been me and Shiroya. Nobody appeared to be there, which was a bit strange. Shortly after, I heard another sound, and at that time, I discerned that it had come from the opposite hallway. I approached the hallway a little nervous. As soon as I peeked, I saw who else was there.
Oh, who was it? Who was it?
Kate? Or Akaru? Was Sai?
Oh, this is
Oh,
7, by the
God.
way.
It was
7.
Sai. He had made the sound and was in front of the event room. However, that shouldn't have been possible. At that moment, he was in the attic. We'd left him in the bedroom after we'd climbed the ladder to look around. While I remained unsure of how to react, he noticed me. As if he'd seen a deadly creature, his shock visibly sent him backward. He had clearly not expected to see me there, and once we made eye contact, he was left petrified, just like I was. I didn't know what his next action would be, so I started to get closer to him. I was half expecting him to run away, but he stood immobile, waiting for me to arrive. Hey, Atsuki, how are you doing, my friend?
I quickly noticed it. He was pretending to not know what he was carrying in his hip pack.
All's good, trying to get the most out of my imprisonment. What about you? Of course it's going to delay me too. Has that led you anywhere? Let's go to the lobby. Why? I don't know, so we don't freeze the world or something.
This is you.
To avoid anything undesirable, we walked to the lobby even though we didn't elaborate for the side.
Make it better here? You want a kiss? Yes, let's not be too loud either. Don't moan. Anyway, wherever you're gonna bring that. Bring what? What you're hiding there?
I frowned. He totally sat down towards his hip bag. Without changing his expression, he unzipped it and the second was uncovered.
I bet this will sound funny, but I had no idea this was here.
Oh my god, he's so bad!
He is so
Additionally, the
bad.
second mirror wasn't white. It was gray, the same shade it had shifted to the last time.
It does sound funny. Did you accidentally get it from the couch and then put it there? Or did it maybe teleport inside? More importantly, how did you get here? You mean that I shouldn't be here, right? I figured. Then no, I definitely didn't put it there. Put it in here. It's not heavy at all, so I didn't notice I had it.
He took it out and it didn't make him time travel, and nothing seemed to have happened.
Well, that's hard to believe. Right now, the Sekimeiya has disappeared, so you must have taken it out and were about to hide it.
Past Shuro and I must have already been there. We'd gone to the bathroom first and then to the event room. So, if Sai had the Sekimeiya, had I interrupted his actions, thereby changing the past? That was it. My travel would become impossible. Was something terrible about to happen? None of my other actions had resulted in anything similar.
Yeah, I did see the Sekimeiya had disappeared. Was it Akuro or was it you? Wasn't either of us. I heard Akuro going up the stairs as soon as he left the bathroom. It wasn't him. I couldn't look at both hallways at the same time, so I can't be sure that you did it. But you just still happen to be holding it. Apparently I am. We traveled from the future, right? Why? Because I shouldn't be here? Maybe. I might have traveled, yes. You did too, right? Don't be stupid. I don't even know where the Sekimeiya is. I was just searching for it, and it seems I didn't realize I had it. Kinda silly.
I had no idea how I was supposed to take that. I was about to travel with the Sekimeiya from room B3. But why did Sai have it? Of course, believing that he didn't know it'd been in his hip pack was ridiculous.
You definitely traveled, right? Did you have it in your hip pack when you appeared? Is that what you mean? That's an interesting thought, even though I didn't travel.
7.
We're done.
No,
If
sorry.
that had happened. Oh, it's Zen? Who is it?
I
It's
mean,
7.
I mean, I
Well,
was
I
thinking
guess
that.
sure.
I mean,
If
does
that
that
had
mean
happened, if that
someone's gonna be
happened,
talking
I
to
don't know.
himself?
If that had happened, it
Me,
meant
me,
that
me, me,
Sekimeiya
me,
had
me.
traveled with him too. But what would the reason have been? And then who had hidden the Sekimeiya from the cabinet? It was the fact that we'd seen it empty, but I hadn't seen anyone entering the room where Shiraya had found it.
It turned white again. You're right. How bizarre.
Sai had put the Sekimeiya back in its pack, and out of nowhere it had changed colors again, recovering its glowing white.
So it went back to normal without the need for the cold temperature. Maybe it works again then. Why don't you try touching it? Because that would be very stupid of me. If I disappear and leave the Sekimeiya here with you, what if you're the one who keeps hiding it? You don't hide it anywhere. If you'd appear in the past, you could make it here the moment you disappear to prevent me from hiding it. That's assuming I appear inside the tower. If I appear outside, you could do anything you wanted with it.
He's you.
He zipped the Sekimeiya back inside his pack.
Pack watch.
I didn't respond, but he wouldn't break the silence before I did.
Do you really expect me to believe that you're not gonna run off with it? Come on, Sai, I get you. I get how you work at this point, more or less. What does this mean exactly? What did you mean by this? You just like seeing how things play out. You took the Sekimeiya and did something to end up here. I'm not Kate, and you know I'm trustworthy, so why are you trying to lie to me? I never lie to you, Atsuki. Gaslighting is real. You know that. We're partners. This brief time we spent together has awoken my deepest feelings for you, and
Holy, finally! This is the scene I was
finally,
waiting
this is
for.
the best scene.
They kiss, kiss,
They
kiss,
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 and
kiss,
she
kiss,
Kiss, kiss.
kiss.
While they're passionately making out, Shiroya takes the Sekimeiya and then puts it inside the fucking display and pretends to
Exactly,
pass
yep.
Atsuki as she has just found it.
Yep, that's
Protect
exactly
the
what
time
happened.
loop of Asai and Atsuki kissing, obviously. Can you just stop fucking with me just for the sake of it? I want this gem put back in the cabinet, that's all. I'd love to do that. I was just following your orders. You haven't told me to move since you brought me here, so I was waiting for your next command. I was just following your orders. That's what the bad guys say. Put it back in the cabinet. Do it. Did you
Throw
not
it in the
hear me?
trash.
I have.
Hey, you, pick up that can.
Oh, was that it? Was that all? What cabinet? There's almost 100 of them. The one in the event booth. That one, huh? Sure thing. Give me a second, though. This is my self-reflection moment of the day.
What the hell is with his face? It appeared completely blank.
I stared at the floor for a while, thinking to myself while Sai let me be. He didn't seem to want to move, so I just observed him in silence. It wasn't like I wanted to get into a fight with it, but it clearly had a problem with me. He shifted his weight from one leg to another in the few minutes we spent in silence, sighing slightly as well. We kept running circles mentally, not getting anywhere and understanding what the hell was up with him or what had happened with the Sekimeiya.
Okay. Call it here.
Okay,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
scene where they're about to start making out, that's very
Yeah.
important. We'll keep that for tomorrow. I must have already traveled, assuming things happened as I...
No. Don't read this. Don't read this.
I mean,
Leave
we
it
might as well
alone.
read this and not press space again.
No.
Screw you, I'm gonna read it anyway. This
You're gonna
professor I'm waiting
You're
for
go-
me.
You're gonna forget.
Save.
You're gonna be like, oh, Inferno, read it.
This was the best day.
It's my line. Screw you. It's literally
Oh
my
my
character. I'm the
God.
main character in this
I-
show.
If it wasn't so late, I still want to continue playing, to be honest.
I have some good news for you, everyone. I will. One moment.
Yeah. True. True.
Not the O. This is the O. The other O is also. Also, the parentheses is wrong. There we go. Perfect. Anyway, I was about to bring up the good news, right? We are currently sitting at 2 hours, 55 minutes, and 29 seconds. 30, 31, 32, we get the gist. So far, this has been our longest gaming session yet.
Yeah, because it's been the most fun.
That makes a lot of sense. But I think this is, something worth mentioning. I think it's a very gamer epic moment. Big chungus.
Things were actually happening this time. It wasn't just pointless monologuing and dialogue, even
just
though
like
that did
Steins
happen.
Gate.
I agree. So, Sekimeiya tomorrow?
Probably.
Probably.
Sandwiches. Inferno Hellfire, why don't you join us in a Sekimeiya gambling
What?
tomorrow, Tuesday?
Anyway, did you stop the stream?
I'm not gonna stop the stream. I'm gonna look at Subway Surfers first.
Oh my god.
I love gaming.
Dude,
Mm-hmm.
this is what Atsuki should have said when he saw Sai, dude. This is what he should have done. This is what she should have said.
Mods, crush his skull. Thank
Shreya,
Mods,
crush your skull.
Thank you.
Shreya, crush your skull.
Shreya, watch me as I kiss him, please. Take my iPhone 14 Pro and record us kissing on the camera. Also, I'm gonna be completely honest. I think Sai would use an iPhone. I think he's an Apple fan. I just feel like he'd be using an iPhone. I think he's using like an iPhone 11. I think that's his phone. I don't know why. He just gives me the vibes. You get what I mean?
I can't tell you.
That hood doesn't have a phone. He just uses like a Nintendo DS as a phone. It's one of the two. Hello guys, it's me, Nagito Kamaida on the Nintendo DS. Fair enough?
Yeah,
Why did you not laugh at my joke?
because I wasn't paying attention.
I'm gonna kill myself. It is so over. Anything you guys want to say to the stream before I click stop
No,
streaming?
I'm sleepy.
No.
Now I have become sleepy. Go to bed. Do you know you're not gonna say anything else either, Inferno?
No.
Fuck you guys. You guys are so boring. I hope I go to your funeral one day knowing I could have prevented it.
Great Yamada attack!
Okay, I think that's enough. Good night, gamers.